Hey guys, and welcome to Death Before Dishonour Season 8. It is time. It has been a long wait between seasons, but we are finally ready to rumble, and we have the old school rivalry of Ice Power Total War up against Void to kick us off in the first semi-final. You're going to be seeing two best of 3 semi-finals and a best of 5 final today. It is certainly going to be a wild one. It looks like these guys have already managed to do their picks and bans. It was Void picking and banning first, and naturally he goes with Greenskins, banning Vampire Counts and Lizardmen, which I think is two very smart bans. However, Ice Power is going to be bringing Empire. Empire pretty solid in this matchup. I think it's pretty even, which tends to be, a relatively good sign up against Greenskins. And the Empire player can't make too many mistakes here, but Knights of the Blazing Sun can really do a number on the enemy. Now, something I really enjoy seeing is also the double Hellblaster volley guns with a Warrior Priest with a Banner of Eternal Flame, and you kill Grom in a matter of seconds. It is absolutely hilarious, but a far more risky tactic all round. What's up, Twilight, Dutch Flavour, CJ, Park Map, Real Human Being, yes. Maximilian, Ice Pat himself seems to be tuning in. I think he's tuning his point of view today as well. He definitely is, because I was watching some earlier. Nick Kellegar, hope you guys are doing all good today. Fantastic to see you here. I've got some of the Italian crew in. Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. It is so bacon hot here in the UK at the moment. Unfortunately, I'm in a little stuffy room and on a main high street, so I can't open my window, but I will survive. I've got bucket tons of water to keep me alive whilst we go about this. Empire vs. Greenskins, Ice Power must be so overjoyed. What's up, Misha? How are you? Hope you're all good. Good to see you back around again. Yeah, it's an interesting matchup for sure. Honestly, it's probably about as good as you can get realistically from a Greenskin first pick, because they're always going to be banning Vampire Counts and Lizardmen. Those two matchups are really ones they can struggle with. Now, Greenskin players are figuring out the matchups a little bit. I think they're a bit more ahead on the Vampire Count one than they are on the Lizardman one, but the meta will, inevitably kind of bounce around and change as the battles do go on. Hey, Robduck, thanks for the excellent content as usual. No worries, Twilight Harbinger. Happy to have you here, buddy. Have faced the double Hellblaster? That's a rough one when you're not prepared for it. Oh, for sure. When you get like Grom netted and you just see him die in a match of seconds, it is a little bit scary. But it seems like Ice is ready to rumble. Just going to be waiting on Void now. Well, we're going to try to avoid as much arguing as possible, CJ, because this is Death Before Dishonour, so as the name does suggest, you should rather lose than dishonour yourself, of course. Yeah, this is a competitive tournament for sure. Tomorrow we also have a tournament, which is a little bit more random, shall we say. I feel like we're going to call it Zinch's Gifts or something, or Zinch Madness. I can't remember exactly what it is. Basically, you can sign up in my Discord, and from that point onwards, I give you a random faction with a random army. Now, you can ban 3 factions you don't have to play, but apart from that, everything's going to be random. There's some real wild, silly builds, and some pretty good ones in there as well. That's going to be a best of 1 style tournament, so should be a little bit more relaxed. But today, we're going in all guns blazing, best of 3s, best of 5. I want to see all the sweatiness. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, Tomb Kings and Skaven. I really like the Skaven pick there. I think a few people get sucked into Tomb Kings, and it is a matchup that is doable, but I don't think it's like hugely Tomb King favoured or anything like that. But again, I think it's best to stick to what you know, and I was watching Ice Power's run in the tournament a little bit earlier today, and he did in fact, I believe, manage to beat a Greenskin player with Empire. So he certainly knows what he's doing as well, of course. But that is to be expected from Ice Power. He's a very top tier player, as well as Void here. I think Skaven, you can't play it how you normally would. Lotus Moon had a really good Skaven build. It was quite unorthodox, but worked really well in the third place match of the Warhammer World Championships, which we actually cast here on the channel. That was a really fun stream. I think that was our most popular stream ever. We had like 200 and something people rooting for those bad boys, and it was really fun games all around. I was doing it before the last nerf. Ooh, the nerf to the Greenskin. Oh, nerf to the Skaven. Yeah. Although, I made a video a couple of days ago. Don't know if people saw it. But I have a sneaky suspicion we're going to get DLC news tomorrow, in fact. Because there's a Skulls event going on. So basically, Warhammer is going to be talking about all their games going forward. They sent me a little letter and goodie box about it, which is kind of cool of them. Well, very cool of them. And the letter had some strange wording, where it was like, oh, we're going to talk about Vermintide 2, we're going to be talking about this game number 3, and then the Total War Warhammer franchise, which it seemed odd, because I thought they would just pit Total Warhammer 3. So I think we may get a DLC, like a trailer or something, maybe even tomorrow. But I'm also expecting to get like a corn trailer for Total Warhammer 3. It would make sense to me. Quack Quack, what's up, the Mighty Black Form? We actually cast a game with you earlier today, I believe. That's because you're a champ, Misha. Pick Beastmen into everyone. So it looks like these guys are ready to rumble. Let's hop in here. Have some good fun time. Moo! Yeah, let's get some Beastmen rocking. Yeah, I've got a hunch that it is. I don't have any inside info. Like, I've literally been told nothing. It's just from the letter that Games Workshop sent me. I'm like, this seems really suspicious, the wording. It may just be like they didn't think about how they were wording it correctly, but it was just very odd. I think this is relatively even, CJ, maybe slightly greenskin favoured, but Volkmar, as well as Knights of the Blazing Sun and Handgunners, are a really good tool here. Like, a really good tool. What's up, David? Oh, is that Big Bobo? I feel like David Total Warhammer may be Big Bobo, but I'm not sure. You have the same little picture, I believe. Yeah, they've been particularly, like, they haven't mentioned anything about the DLC. Maybe because it's linked with Total Warhammer 3 stuff. I certainly expect us to get Beastmen. I'm silently hopeful that we're actually going to get some more Lizardmen action. And I know people are like, oh, Lizardmen are quite powerful already. But if you look at the Lizardmen DLC units, you don't see that many of them, to be honest, in competitive play or multiplayer at all. Their base units are very powerful. So maybe a rework on the Lizardmen just to, even if it's to nerf, you know, some of my favourite units, but to buff others so we get more variety, I'd be more than happy for. But likewise, Dark Elves are quite probable as well, and would probably be my first pick if I had to be like a betting man. But the Recalf DLC or free LC is kind of throwing me off a little bit. Anyway, here we go. Ice Power, bringing his traditional anti-greenskins build. And I like it quite a lot. We have Sigma Suns, we have Spearmen, we have Flagellants dotted all the way along, so a bucket ton of cheap, cheerful infantry, happy to be here and die for Sigma. We'll definitely fight for Sigma. The dying part, they might not be quite so happy about. We do have Knights of the Blazing Sun, triple Knights of the Blazing Sun in fact, and Knights of the Blazing Sun, of course, amazing here, up against the Stone Trolls who have that regeneration. Looks like we have triple handgunners as well. Oh, looks like, yeah, triple handgunners. Are these all the basic ones? It looks like it. So unfortunately, no silver bullets, which is a little bit sad. We do have a Bright Wizard coming in with Burning Head, Cascade and Firecloak, and Fireball. And we have Volkmar the Grim coming in with all the buffs, regen, banishment, all that good stuff. And I think this is a really solid build. You'll be careful not to be overwhelmed, but it's certainly very competitive. Oh my god! Void, you madman! Coming in with an unorthodox build. Where's a mixture of the two, realistically? We have Orc Boys dotted on the front line with Goblins, which is, you know, going to get run over, basically. We do have the Regiment Renowned Knight Goblins, but then we have Orc Boar Boys. What is this? 2 Orc Boar Boys over that flank, 2 here. I guess they can surround and pin in Volkmar. We then have double Goblin Rock Lobber, something that I basically never see here. And a ton of Skirmish Cavalry, as expected. We have more Goblins Manging Marauders, Goblin Wolf Rider Archers. These guys are going to be on the flanks. Leading the force, we have an Orc Shaman coming in with Brainbuster, a Giant Ritual Hag with the Spirit Leech spam, and Grom the Paunch, of course. We're going to see Big Papa Grom. It's what he's here for. And he's looking particularly fantastic and ugly today. I feel like the Goblin should be the true ruler, and you can kind of sit on Grom's head and control him. But here we go. Here we go. Looks like the players are ready to rumble. Good luck, have fun by both players. Always good to see. And they're going to be pushing forward and getting ready to engage. Now, of course, Void's main battle plan is to sit back defensively. He's going to be using those Goblobbers to attack, as well as the Skirmish Cavalry, and drag the Empire all the way up this hill. All the while, he can spam Spirit Leeches, Brainbusters, and all that good stuff. This is a very common tactic, which is really good in the competitive scene right now. I even started a lot of this kind of stuff as well up against me in a recent semi-final, and it works so well. It's really frustrating and hard to deal with, but it is pretty damn hard to pull off. But obviously Void and people like Evenstar have that skill, micro skill level to kind of pull off this tactic. And the Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers are being pushed wide. Swordsman did have to reposition to guard the flank there, and our first Spirit Leech has gone down on the Bright Wizard. Luckily though, there is no Vindictive Glare coming in, so the Bright Wizard is going to be around for a little while. I'm expecting to see some fireballs come in, and it looks like they're actually going after the Goblin Rocklobber rather than the hero contingent, which certainly isn't a bad idea, as the Rocklobber has now lost an artillery piece. Grom is a Goblin, but he's, you know, he's a very large Gobbo. He's more troll than Goblin now. Goblin Wolf Riders are whipping around the flanks, so they're going to be doing some long-range pressure. Not bad as well to try and hop these guys onto the flagellants because that's 0 armour. But Knights of Blazing Sun, they need to be a bit careful with. Morgus Mage and Marauders getting roasted alive by handgunners who care not for your fancy Regiment of Renowned name. We're going to shoot you in the butt and then go back to meet our troops. Rock Lobbers have switched targets onto the Knights of the Blazing Sun, which is probably a pretty good target. Handgunners opening up, but not going to be doing too much work there. Golden Rock Lobber is about to get hit once more by a fireball, and it looks like Void hasn't taken these guys off the artillery piece, which is a bit of a mistake, because now that is 2 down, 1 to go. Volkmar the Grim has been slown, but he's quite close to friendly troops. He needs to fall back quickly, though. It looks like he's not doing it. He's actually trying to push towards the enemy, and now Grom, John Hag could come in with a bit of a surround, though Volkmar does fire damage, and Grom has that lovely weakness to fire. Backline skirmish recovery has been dealt with by the handgunners, rather effectively actually, by Ice Power. All 3 units shut down. Really good micro of his handgunners so far. Knights of Blazing Sun have now got in with a surround on Grom. Axagrom, as well as Lucky Banner, has been popped, so he's going to be basically immortal at the moment. That Giant Ritual Hag is going for a wander into enemy lines. Big fat burning head coming down the line. Oh my god. Oh no. Those Morg boys got roasted, although good micromanagement by Void pulled them out of the way. And the swordsman again roasted. Oh no. That turned out quite bad, but then it turned out good again as it goes through more Orc boys. Absolute wild burning head. Just, I'm going to be the epitome of carnage and death. Orc boys getting roasted alongside the swordsman. Jumbo Hag is now starting to push in, and we have an overload on this flank as the Orc Boar boys do approach. Knights of Blazing Sun need to be super well managed here because these handgunners, all 3 of them, are in a dangerous situation at this point, and they have to survive if the Empire want to win this one. Luckily, Spearmen have managed to intercept some Orc boys down this flank, but now the Spider Riders are going to be getting in there with Grom, and that's pretty scary. All handgunners a little bit close together, can get shut down in one go. Volkmar is on the way to try and support Haver, as well as a banishment going down on some Orc boys, going to be eviscerating them. Lovely Brainbuster comes down, catching the handgunners, Haver. 1 unit of Orc boys has been forced off. That should free up these Knights of the Blazing Sun to once again get in the back lines and do a bit of protection. Grom needs to be careful. He's surrounded by a lot of armor-piercing handguns at the moment. And it looks like Volkmar's shots, unfortunately, are dodged there. We have a lot of greenskin troops on the periphery. They're not actually chasing away the Knights of Blazing Sun, which is a bit of a mistake, because these guys can come back and help protect that back line. Greenskins seem to be coming into a slightly dominant position, because the handgunners are about to be shut down, which is an absolute nuisance. And we have all these Orc boys pouring in with the Giant Ritual Hag. We have Night Goblins, and it seems like the Empire forces are starting to get overrun. Another well-placed Spirit Leech goes down on Knights of Blazing Sun, who has started to do some good damage to Grom the Paunch here. Orc Boar boys are getting whittled down by Bowfire. We do have Spearmen returning, as well as Knights of Blazing Sun, and a full health unit of Spearmen. These guys certainly need to be over here as quickly as possible. A bit of a miss micro flagellants chasing the back. Simply need to hop them on top of those Goblin Rock Lobbers. And the handgunners are starting to get shut down, which is a big problem. Volkmar the Grim is going to be coming in, followed up by a burning head, which is going to catch those Night Goblins. That should hopefully push them below the threshold to whip out those Fanatics. Both handgunners are currently being chased by Orc Shamans. Spearmen can push up, and these Knights of Blazing Sun simply want to wheel around and surround this caster and kill him. In the distance, Orc Boar boys have managed to deal, I think, with a unit of Knights of Blazing Sun who rallied, but they themselves have also been broken, and there's a big scary unit of Orc boys over here. Handgunners continue to be harassed from all sides, but Grom the Paunch is in mortal peril. He's been hit in the rear. Oh, a lovely Fanatics cast comes in to save him, however. Butchering Sigma Suns, handgunners, Knights, everything there. Volkmar, I think, wanted to keep up that attack. Oh, Lucky Banner was popped. Okay, no, good decision here to pull back Volkmar until that does go down. Knights of Blazing Sun are going to engage head-on. We meet our enemies face-to-face. King Theoden style. Knights of Blazing Sun were slowed, so their charge didn't have quite so much impact. They are now pinned as well between 2 Orc boys with a Rock Lobber shooting in, but Spearmen are here, and the Knights have rallied. Sound the horn one last time. Orc Boar boys getting broken. Grom is in big troubles. This is such a close game. Empire slightly in an advantageous position. They need to shut down these Rock Lobbers, and that unit of Flagellants in the back is just wasted. They need to move over here as quickly as possible. Void has applied so much pressure to this back line, and it looks like it has paid off. All 3 units of handgunners are running for their lives, and at this point the Greenskins slow down the game. That's all they want to do, slow it right down. We're picking away the enemy caster. We have our long-range artillery pieces here, and we have our Spirit Leeches, and Grom is going to be healing up, so we need to make this game last as physically long as possible. But it's going to be tough. Volkmar is rolling in here, going to finish off these Orc boys. There's a lot of state troops left alive. Bright Wizard does also need a bit of saving. Knights of Blazing Sun did start chasing after Grom, which isn't a bad idea, but now they're going to be used to lance those Orc boys, and someone needs to go over here and shut down these Rock Lobbers, because they're getting some pretty decent damage. This unit doesn't have any artillery left, but the other one needs to be finished off, and these units need to be remembered by Ice Power. If he brings them back, he'd be in a really, really solid situation. Balance Power was in his favour, but is now quite a bit more even than it was before. Volkmar going to be chasing that giant Roshol Hag Butte. For the most part, Greenskins are in mass retreat, and another Fanatics goes down on Sigma Suns, which is going to do horrific damage to them. Oh my god, that was perfectly placed down the line. Look how many men of Sigma died. Luckily for them, they are unbreakable, and handgunners have rallied. Alas, though, the Knights of Blazing Sun, the perfect unit to go over here and protect them from the Night Goblins, has now been shut down due to the fact those Goblobbers have simply been allowed to fire the entirety of the game. Large portion of the Empire force is going to be moving in one slow arc towards a giant ritual hag, but I think that Fire Sorcerer is basically offline by this point. Orc Shaman is wildly I mean, he's chasing down troops, and hunting down the hangars is a good idea. There's still 27 of them, but he is very isolated and alone. Volkmar the Grim should be able to catch him. 50 speed here up against 33. So yeah, he's definitely going to be able to catch him and finish him off. Poor handgunners have been caught, though, by Night Goblins down on this flank. Looks like the unbreakable troops of Sigma have been brought back. Finally, going to be able to shut down the Goblin Rock Lobber crew. Good micro here by Void to pull away with this unit here, to ensure that he's not going to get free value, and he's still attacking, obviously, with that Goblin Rock Lobber. Orc Shaman is running for his life. Volkmar the Grim chasing that Greenskin Butte as fast as he can. Bright Wizard, they will be getting finished off by the giant Rivertroll Hag. We also have Orc Boys coming back, Groms coming back. Night Goblins are still hunting down those handgunners, which is a good idea. Get them off the field as quickly as possible and escort them away. Flagellant's going to pop him back here. Looks like they might go for those goblins first, and it looks like both the Rock Lobber crews are currently running for their life. Volkmar, though, is there anything left which can kill Volkmar? Which is so often the way when you bring Volkmar into battle. Now, Grom with the Shaman head-to-head maybe will have a good chance, particularly with the Axe of Grom and Lucky Banner popped. But likewise, Volkmar just going to pop Battle Prayers, Grand Shield of Faith, Grand Hammer of Sigma, and he is certainly no joke. And Grom, with that weakness to fire, seems to be getting a worse end of the bargain quite considerably here. He is not having a good day, though he has a long way to reach his healing cap. So does Volkmar. Orc Shaman can now continue his pursuit of the handgunners. Giant Ritual Hag needs to come back. Start popping those Spirit Leeches down on key targets. Greenskin forces are in mass retreat at this point, and I will let him know he needs to start attacking soon, because Orc Shaman attacking does not count on its own. So we will see what he's doing. It looks like his goblins are starting to move back towards the catapult, trying to do a little bit of repositioning there. But yeah, let's give him a little heads up. So Orc Shaman is still chasing, but he does not count as a unit. So make sure to continue attacking Greenskins. Boop. Oh, it looks like he is. We've got Orc Boys actually chasing over here. Sorry I didn't see Orc Boys. Oh, well, boop. We'll leave it as there anyway. He knows what's up. So boys are now going to continue to pursue Flagellants from the rear, who is a good idea because the Goblin Rock Lobbers will get chased off at this point, or at least away from their artillery pieces so they can't do any damage. But now they're simply going to be starting to reassert themselves, trying to charge down the Flagellants, where they then can form a bit of a last-ditch stand on the Goblobbers. Balance power is Empire favoured. The Night Goblin's going to continue to run for their lives at this moment. Orc Shaman, as well as the Giant Ritual Hag, are going to be marching over, and it's a bit of a slow drawn-out battle, bit anticlimactic. The start was absolutely wild with some insane micro by both players, but at this point the Greenskins doing what they should do. Just consolidate your forces, isolate these units like the Flagellants over here, try to finish them off and chase them down, stop the rest of the Empire force from consolidating its troops together. However, the Goblin Rock Lobber crews are trying to sneak back to their artillery pieces, which is probably a solid idea. Cool. And yeah, Grom is going to be jumping in onto the Flagellants. Orc Boar Boys doing a little bit of cycle charge in there, trying to finish them off, but the Orc Boar Boys may indeed be broken at this point, and now the Sigma Suns will continue to chase down those Night Goblins into the corner. To which the Night Goblins probably going to turn and engage. They have far superior numbers. 79 versus 47 means they do have a good chance of winning. And it looks like these guys... he's attacking with Orc Boys, man, dude. But yes. Yes, yes. The horses are biting the Grom's flesh. Man, yeah, Volkmar's horses have fire teeth, and they're doing some pretty good work. Orc Boar Boys are getting shut down here. And it looks like they're just about to be finished off. And then Grom the Paunch is going to be all alone. And there's simply no way I think the Greenskins can come back into this. A well-placed War with a buffed up Grom, maybe up against Volkmar. But at this point, all Ice Power has to do is stick his troops together, and he'll be absolutely fine. Rock Lobbers continue to run either way, and the Night Goblins are now coming back to the main fray, still fleeing before Sigma Suns. And that's going to be it. So Ice Power just consolidating his forces. You must attack with units void, not just characters. Cool. We will let them know. Yeah, Viking Legion, I know you guys are big fans of Void and whatnot, but yeah, I'm just letting them know they do have to attack, because, for example, at the moment, no Greenskins attacking. Nope. Just Grom running over troops, which is, the standard. And everything else running away. So, got to lay the rule down early on, just let them know what's up. And that's about it. But Grom the Paunch is going to be getting chased away here by Volkmar the Grim, trying to drive Grom the Paunch towards the corner of the map. But it's going to be a real slow game from this point. Orc Boar Boys have indeed been finished off. Couple of a crew actually going into combat, I think, here, just to fulfill that role after the Sigma Suns. Once again, trying to buy more and more time for the mighty Grom to regen, but he's honestly getting quite close to his healing cap at this point. Goblin Rock Lobber crew going to be charging on to the Sigma Suns, and with the help of the Night Goblins, should be able to do a relatively decent job. Sigma Suns going to be engaged in combat, and we'll be able to dish out the damage quite quickly. I'd like to have seen the Night Goblins actually come in from a rear attack or something, but again, you don't know if the Goblin Rock Lobbers will be able to hold. Sigma Suns doing a decent job, although the Giant Hag is now going to isolate them and finish them off. Grom's simply going to fall back to this point, and as well as moving the Goblin Rock Lobbers over towards the artillery piece. Orc Shaman is moving towards the enemy, and a lovely Brainbuster is going to come in. I predicted it! Ice Power in this hubris got way too close together. Spearmen, Swordsmen, Spearmen have all started to waver and perhaps break, but at this point, Volkmar, I feel like he's just going to carry. He can just stay close to his Spearman at this point, slow row forward. Even if you lose the Sigma Suns, just, okay, you do you. Go over here, sit on these little catapults, and try to shut them down where possible. Riveting gameplay. Yeah, sorry guys, this does happen unfortunately now and again in competitive play, where people do try this kind of stuff. But yeah, we're just going to keep going. But yes. Bloop, 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 bloop. So, looks like the poor Sigma Suns have now been dealt with, so the Greenskins do now need to move towards the Empire, who are currently just falling back themselves, but these guys will reposition and then go for a final fight and sort it out. I mean, they are going after the Goblin Rock Lobbers, I suppose. Ice, make sure to attack as well. Cool. I'm going to let these guys know after this game that if either of them break the rules in the next one, I don't care if you think the opponent's broken the rules, you will get kicked if you, don't follow the rules. Imagine attacking, says Hey Ronan, you're the Wood Elf player here. You can't talk about attacking, you sneaky little skirmishers. Can't do anything about these sneaky little skirmishers. Looks like he is moving forward. Well, okay, both players been a little arsey to each other now, which I understand. It's stressful. It's very stressful. Yeah, also, just a heads up guys, the actual attacking rule does not say that if you're attacking with one unit, it counts as attacking. You have to do it with a significant portion of your army is written into the attacking rules. So, just a heads up. So, yeah, you can't simply attack with, like, a unit of Goblobber crew, like over here. Technically, according to attacking rules, that isn't allowed. I'm just putting that out there. Obviously, people can debate that. People don't like the rules. That is absolutely fine. But when you sign up to the tournament, those are the rules, and you can see them. Yeah, so feel free. Yeah, you're allowed to reposition, of course. Yeah, of course. You can position as well. You can do indeed. But we all know what was happening there. And yeah, you guys can debate it if you want in chat. I'm not going to get involved. I'm just letting the players know what's happening. Just letting them know what's happening. I'm not here to have a rules discussion. Here to have fun and watch the tournament. Farmer Grim is now going to start pushing in. These poor little Night Goblins are about to get run over, unfortunately. It looks like we do have Grom attempting to cycle charge a little bit here and come in and out. Night Goblins going to be starting to engage with Spearmen. Volkmar can simply float over here and attack. Once again here you can see, look, like disengaging only characters are indeed attacking, which again is breaking the attacking rule. So To be honest, we're probably going to have to give this win to Empire, even if it does go greenskin favoured. But we're going to play out. I don't think they have too much chance. Orc Shaman's just getting obliterated by this point, and once the Winds of Magic is gone, which has been saved quite a lot, looks like one Shaman down. Volkmar's simply going to move on to the next now. Maybe Grom can do this. The Grain has been popped, although the Spearmen have been souped up right now, and that Giant Ritual Hag is getting deleted. Of course, that weakness to fire damage is going to be causing big problems. We're going to be getting some big booms come in, I believe. Not that it's going to do much damage whatsoever, but the Goblin Rock Lobber crew shall be coming in, and Grom the Paunch, even with all his buffs, just isn't scratching Volkmar. What Ice Power's doing is he's waiting for Grom to pop his buffs, and then he'll simply counter with his own ones, and therefore even the playing field a little bit, and obviously on the even playing field, Volkmar just slaps Grom due to the fact he has that weakness to fire and all that good stuff. Yes. Yeah, Legion Viking, I know you guys dislike the rules and whatnot, but if you leave that to the Discord, private message me if you want, but leave it all out of chat and be nice to each other. Otherwise, my mods shall get some hammers. So Volkmar is going after the Orc Shaman. Looks like he's going to be exhausted, running for his life. Balance power is scary close here to army losses, and it seems like the brave Sons of Sigmar shall claim victory. Really disappointing game, honestly, to start with. It was such an awesome battle, with Void pressuring from all sides, getting in the back line, and Ice Power desperately clinging on to those handgunners, who did good work early on, taking out the enemy skirmish, and then unfortunately obviously has devolved to a rules dispute, as many tournaments do over the course of an event. Volkmar the Grim chasing off Night Goblins, who are once again fleeing for their lives. Good news though of them to hunt down the Spearmen where possible and finish them off. Giant Ritual Hag is doing good work onto the Spearmen though, going to be breaking them, but again, Volkmar can simply just handle all of this really comfortably. Grom is now very close to his healing cap, 1,100 damage value. You can use all of the Spirit Leeches, all of the characters you want on Volkmar, but he is nowhere near his healing cap. Of course, has regen, and also fire damage, and both these characters very weak to fire throughout. Yeah, guys, again, leave it to the Discord, send me a private message, because this is happening every single stream, and it's the reason I stopped doing tournaments for a while, is people coming in and just ruin the environment. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. If you guys want to continue debate, do it on the Discord. Thank you. So Volkmar, going to be going out strong here. Poor Grom the Paunch. Poor Grom, he tried his best, 184 kills. The Mad Lad himself, 2,100 damage value, but is going to be biting the bullet. Volkmar the Grim is going to be beating back these Night Goblins. They're doomed, and alongside them, their Giant Ritual Hag Mistress shall be dealt a final blow. And that's going to be game one to Ice Power. Hotly contested affair. These guys, of course, age-old rivals now for the last few months, so you expect it to be pretty aggressive and so forth. I'm just going to message both the players, because I do not appreciate from either of them the chat to each other and being rude to each other and that kind of stuff. I don't care if you don't like each other. Don't care if you don't like the rules. We can leave that to afterwards. So yeah. But anyway, very well played though. Still, nonetheless, it's a very competitive game. Volkmar, 3.6k damage value is absolutely insane. And this is what I was speaking about. Empire, I think, are okay against greenskins. You can see the Knights of the Blazing Sun didn't get the craziest damage value, but solid nonetheless. Good counter to trolls, though none were brought. They're still useful to help plug that back line, buying time for the handgunners to whittle down their enemy. Few good burning heads, few miscast burning heads as well by Ice. Did roast the front line pretty bad. Grom the Paunch has 2,200 damage value. Orc Shaman and Giant Ritual Hag performed really well. Void is the master of the double caster. He loves this, but often you'll see him bring the Giant Ritual Hag and Vindictive Glare Goblin, so I'm pretty interested to see what made him mix up his build. I actually quite like this build, which I don't say much about greenskins these days, but the double Goblin Rock Lobber is really interesting play. Still a bucket load of Skirmish Cav, a little bit mismicroed though. They got caught out by handgunners early on and forced off the battlefield, but if it wasn't for that, I think Void would have been in a really dominant position, because they have more units to start running into the back line there. Night Goblin Fanatics did pretty good. I actually don't dislike Fanatics as much as most people. So, GG. I spoke on chat, was gonna let the game play out, but win was Empire's anyway for rule break. You must attack with units not just characters. And rules say you must attack with a significant portion of your army. Oh, I accidentally deleted it. And you must attack with a significant amount of your army. This is both of yours, only warning. There we go. GG's, honestly. Yeah, like, I'm sorry guys, I really dislike, like, everything that, you know, does happen in these type of events. And unfortunately, like... Yeah, you're kidding, right? No, well, I've got to say it to be both, Ice. Yes. Just letting everyone know to follow rules. Also, please keep chat civil. If you guys want to vent or complain, please PM me instead. Cool. And we are on to the next map, which shall be Galbaraz, and hopefully this battle will be a little bit nicer. So, let's move... Oh god, I thought I'd left my trailer up there. That'd be an absolute disaster. So, Ice Power does indeed take game 1. And then we pop in. Galbaraz is map. Just gonna message cool. Cool, well, it is what it is. We'll see if they want to play on. I don't know if they're going to or not. What's up, Poison Ducky? Ketam as well. Yeah, people want to argue about rules, go argue about them in the rules sections for the people who make up the rules. We just follow them, so that's about it. What's up, Deadly Bunnies? Yeah, people are working on the rules to try to make them, like, you know, as black and white as possible rather than grey. That's really the reason. Yeah, I don't think Ice is too happy, but, you know. He managed to get the win, so I don't know why he's so mad. I don't think he liked me saying, like, that this is both a warning. But I mean, he stopped attacking at one point as well. I know he was kind of frustrated, but it is what it is. Yeah, sometimes later stages of games can be really fun. Like, when it's just, like, tactical, like, people repositioning and all that kind of good stuff to try and get an advantage over each other. But at the same time, they can obviously be less fun and long. Well, yeah, everyone's just sending me messages now. But hopefully we move on. If these guys don't want to play, we can just move on to the other semi-final. Looks like Chosen One is through, taking down Moors 2-1, which is pretty crazy. Just went on Bowmore and Takoyaki to continue to fight. So I have to wait and see if these guys do want to continue. Cool. Well, we'll see. We will see. Does Legend do multiplayer? He used to. He used to do multiplayer. I actually watched him a while ago when I was doing like do you do beginner matches on Discord? Of course, Jeff. There's loads of new players and experienced players. Yeah, of course, like any rules made by like a community of like fans will always have like problems, you know. Yes. Let's see whose pick and ban it is. So it should be Ice Power to pick and ban. But we'll see if he wants to carry on. Man, Chosen One's a really talented player, yeah. It does add drama, yeah. I don't like drama though, to be honest. I know some people do, like some channels thrive off it. Like, interestingly enough, if you make negative videos, they will get more views than, like, happy videos. But that's just a, kind of also an evolutionary trait, so it's not necessarily people's fault. But I try and stay away from negative videos as much as possible. Yep. I think we should be good to go. Best of 3. Finals is best of 5. Greenskin's lost, which is cool in my book. Of course. I'm like 99% sure that we're going to be getting Greenskin nerfs in the next patch, or the next DLC. Like, pretty heavily. Of course, of course. Yeah, normally I've managed to avoid the drama, at least in a long time. We used to have problems, like, way back when, with people always, like, breaking rules and stuff. And they've been, like, real plain sailing for a while. But it is what it is, we move on. It still should be a fun tournament. We got a load of cool games yet to come. Cat Morgan, yeah, you missed a really good game, actually. It kind of devolved into a little bit of, like, you know, attack rules, all that kind of fun stuff. Which is honestly the reason that I stopped in tournaments for so long. Both playing in them and, like, casting them. Because it kind of, like became a bit lackluster. Did more fun tournaments instead, where that kind of thing's less likely to happen. But I wanted to hop back into the competitive tournaments as well. As, you know, they are what I enjoy. I think that's what most people want to see as well. It's just good, fun, competitive games. What's up, Zardar? The man, the myth, the legend. The god of war. Zardar does some really cool Lord of the Rings themed mods for Total War, by the way. You should definitely go check him out. He's a cool-ass dude. Oh, don't worry, Hammond. Don't you worry. Tomorrow there is the Autogen ones. We have Autogen Torment tomorrow on the cards. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, you know, I tell players, like, hey, you know, you're not attacking. I give people the benefit of the doubt most of the time, because, like, if you're not attacking for, like, 5 seconds, you know, I've done that plenty of times. Almost every player does that, because you're not looking, like, always around the map to see if you're attacking. But all I'll do is, like, hey, you need to attack. And if they don't attack, then I'm like, cool, you've lost the game, which happened there. And I'm like, okay, Ice Power can have the game, but you know, I'm going to let it play out, obviously. So he doesn't have to win twice, he just has to play that game and win it. And if he loses, he still wins, basically, so yeah. But yes, yes. Do, 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 do. And after this, we will have Bowmore or Takoyaki. Both really talented players, actually, that we... Bowmore recently performed really well, actually, getting to the finals of our last one-build Battle Royale, having to go toe-to-toe with Falcon. But Takoyaki is a serious player. You cannot underestimate him at all. I think he's part of the Han clan, and we had some good games, I believe, back in the day. And one of those will have to take on Chosen One, who's one of the OGs, one of the winners of DBD as well a while ago. So pick some bands, lads. Yeah, we did. It's fine. We're going on to the next game. Oh, hell yeah, David. Hell yeah. I want to see some Skaven. We don't see Skaven as much anymore. They're still really powerful. But, yeah. They are still very powerful. But you just don't get to see them, because people think they're really underpowered, because they had some small nerfs. But honestly, you can just play them in so many different ways. They're very powerful. You just have to not do what you used to do, which is kind of the problem. A lot of time, people get stuck in these ruts of always playing the same faction over and over again, and playing in the exact same way. So when something gets nerfed, like the Poison Wind Mortars, which is still very powerful, by the way, they're still very good. When something like that, or a Frog, sorry, not Frog, get nerfed slightly, that's like, we can't play Skaven anymore. But in reality, Skaven have so many good competitive options. I really do think they're still one of the top factions in the game. Them, Greenskins, Bretonia, are really nasty to deal with. Lizardmen as well, I think, are kind of underneath the S tier on that A tier, but they're probably leading the charge to try and push into the S tier, which, of course, as a Lizardman player, I am very, very happy about. Best mirrors of vampire counts. Oh god. I mean, it can low-key be tiny funny, like when you see the Winds of Death and all that kind of stuff come in, but that's about it. Ice Power's going at Dark Elves, banning Wood Elves, and Bretonia. Which is two good bans. Yeah, Poison Globadiers are still pretty ridiculous. I don't like Mortars either, though. I still think they're a tad too powerful, but I mean, players got so used to them, they kind of know how to deal with them as well. Beastie Boys are the best mirror matches. Oh, hell yeah. Get some Beastmen action. Man, I hope so much it's a Beastmen DLC. CA will get so much backlash if it's not a Beastmen DLC. The problem is, and I kind of understand it from CA's point of view, Beastmen are really unpopular. And yes, you can argue, hey, they're unpopular because they're terrible, and their campaign's not great, which is true. But likewise, if you look historically on Beastmen, when they're on tabletop, they're really unpopular as well. So it's not like they're this big, well-known faction. So I understand leaving the DLC a bit later than everyone else's. So it looks like we're getting Dark Elves versus Vampirates, a load of guns versus a load of crossbows. And we could see pirate on pirate action. We do have Corsairs, we have Luke here, loads of good stuff. Mortars are somewhat meme, everyone expects them. Yeah, I guess because everyone expects them, but I still think bringing one unit smart in case your opponent hasn't prepared for them. They can do a ton of damage. If they call it the final move, Benedict, I will high-five you in person. I will high-five you in person. Frot's still really good. I actually prefer Skrulk as a character myself. And Deathmaster Snicketch, though I am much worse with him than I am with Frot, but he looks cool. Same with Itic Claw. On his little Doom Wheel and stuff, he's a bit of a badass. I think we expect it because they, I think both campaign and multiplayer the furthest behind, particularly in campaign. Now, we're a multiplayer channel, so we're kind of all looking at that, and we're like, oh, they're the weakest faction. But campaign-wise, their campaign is so boring. It's so bad. And CA learned from this, they tried to change Horde with Nakai and so forth, which I think semi-worked. It's more interesting, but I think Horde factions are still a tad boring for the most part on campaigns, and I think that is generally considered or widely agreed upon in the community. So they just need some love. I don't know what they're going to do, because they are a Horde faction. So do they try and change Horde once again? I mean, it's a real tough one, so I understand why they've taken their time. Oh, Rubik's Raptor Man, Queek. Queek's a lad. Queek is a true lad. He's really fun. He's actually very good against dwarfs if you can get him in on the enemy characters. But again, Deathmar Snickich, I think slightly better, because he's also one of those great duelists, does a crap ton of damage out the gate, but he has Stalk, so you can't kind of catch him and chase him down early on. Hashtag buff Queek. Yeah, no, I agree. Like, Beastmen aren't... So when I say I think Beastmen are probably the worst faction in the game, it's not like by a huge margin. I think they're kind of in a melting pot of multiple factions. But a good Beastman player can destroy you, don't get it wrong. They can do really well. They tend to struggle up against the undead factions for the most part, as well as the lizardmen. But particularly against elvish factions, and all factions which are alive, they can do okay against. But particularly elvish factions, I think they can do a real good job. One of the best swarming factions in the game, then Greenskins Norska, very good at penetrating, getting into enemies' back line. And I really still think High Elves struggle dealing with large creatures. And Peel always kind of roasts me about this. Hey, we got archers, we got sisters, we got halberds. The problem is, large creatures just kind of walk through the halberds, and then your range is dead. Though you do have, tools, dragons, nobles, all that kind of stuff, but they tend to start falling into the more risky areas of play. So I think, yeah, Beastmen certainly are a good shout. One thing I love to do as High Elves personally against Beastmen is full cavalry with a Star Dragon, and you'll be surprised how well that can actually work. If it's a Beastmen DLC, I will climb the tallest barn I can find and moo into the night. Well, fingers crossed news for tomorrow. It might not be tomorrow, but I think we're going to get news in the next week with this Warhammer Skulls event. Oh, my little box in the background. I better get on camera in a second. But yeah, I got sent a load of stuff by Games Workshop, so it's really cool. There's a video about it, so I won't go into too much detail, but they sold me like a notebook, or sent me a notebook, like a t-shirt, a little Space Marine figurine that I can build and hopefully turn into a mascot for the channel. Yeah, and a load of games, like a bucket ton of games. Annoyingly, I couldn't give away the ones that I already had, because it was one code and they just put all the games I didn't have onto my thing. But yeah, we got Dawn of War. We got Dawn of War now, so I may do a nostalgic playthrough at some point of the Dawn of War campaign, because it's just such good fun. And also a load of interesting games. Warhammer Quest sounded cool, and there was like Sanctum something, which was a turn-based game, which looked pretty fun. Skaven v Skaven is the true Mega Chad pick. I mean, you've got a point. I don't really want to debate that. And it looks like the lads are ready. The grudge match continues. I'm a little sad, and even though we're going dwarfs, because I think thematically it makes sense. It definitely makes sense thematically. One dwarf on dwarf. That way, either way, the grudge continues and the grudge gets settled. I do like to see rivalries, of course. It's always good fun. I currently have like a very friendly one with Karok. He's a great guy, and like there's no like bad blood at all. He's a super lovely dude, but we just meet every time in tournaments, so it's really fun. We have this kind of jokey eternal war thing going on against each other, which is pretty hilarious. So, actually at Hammond's, when I showed off the little Space Marine they sent me, Ninja Pinven from my Discord, really lovely dude, part of DVD, sent me a link, and you can actually buy the little Space Marine rubber duck heads, which would kind of be hilarious. My painting skills are really lacklustered. Like, I can do a base coat, and then, like, coat it once, but I don't know how to do any of the... I guess I could probably do a bit of dry brushing, but I haven't painted in so long. I did it as a kid, so obviously my skills have not evolved. So, I mean, maybe I could send it off to someone and get them to paint it as a little mascot. But we could get like a little camera for it or something. That's a very niche fetish. A bit of dwarf. Oh my god, what's up, Lord Corn? You must be super pumped for Total War Warhammer 3, man. Blood for the blood gods. Bread for the dark gods. But yes, looks like players are loading. Luckily, the loading time has nothing to do with like the lag or anything like that. It's just based on people's computers. Just based on good stuff. Happy to see people here though. If you are enjoying, feel free to leave a cheeky thumbs up. Subscribe as well. I can see if Lawmaster wants to paint it. I'd obviously have to like pay him a little bit and stuff. Although that would mean shipping it all the way to America, I believe, and then shipping it back to the UK. That might be a little too pricey, I think, to get it painted. We'll see. There's a load of talented artists out there. I mean, I could give it a go myself. I mean, it'd be more personal that way, but it would be really bad on pin out there. Anyway, for Ice Power, who has taken the 1-0 advantage here, we have Bleak Swords dotted all the way along, as well as Dark Shards with shields in the secondary line. Triple Reaper Bolt Thrower, looking to outshoot. Is it going to work? Oh, Void with the sneaky play. This is a really like top tier play there. But he has Queen Bess, who will certainly get out-traded by the Bolt Throwers, but Queen Bess can do nice damage here. We have double Dark Riders on either flank. We do have some Witch Elves for a bit more punch to the build. And of course, in Ice Power fashion, we do... Oh no! Ice Power, you betray your lady! We have no Marathi! Those who don't know, Ice Power is a well-known and kind of Marathi simp. But bringing in Supreme Sorceress of Fire, I think, is a better pick. Burning Head, Flame Sword Rune, Fireball, all going to be very, very powerful. And honestly, there's not that much range coming in from the Undead Forces. We do have the Double Gunnery White, which is very meta and very in right now, with the Scaverscathe, can be very powerful. Interesting to see how this late in the game, even after the latest DLC and the Warhammer World Championships, to see the meta still shift, and it's quite cool. So the Double Gunnery White can be doing some long-range pressure, and they can certainly punish that Supreme Sorceress if Ice Power's Micro is not on point. We have Sirens on the flanks. In the back here, we do have 2 units of the Gunnery Mob Bombers, serving better Butcher, Bleak Swords, and Dread Spears. And right in the back, we have double Scurvy Dogs, protecting Queen Bess, who's currently ramming herself right up the rear end of Count Noculus. And the reason he plants him here is so Bolt Throwers can't actually shoot Queen Bess. They have to shoot Noculus, who can heal up. And this is going to be a big pain. Normally, it's better to do with Crabs, though, because I find Noculus has a few weak spots where they may actually be able to target Queen Bess. Yeah, a little bit of a trip for the poor lad. Yes, Ice Power is a YouTuber as well. Yeah, Jay Phoenix, I'd love to have you here early actually as a ref, probably to pop you in the game. It was not a fun game one, to be honest. I did not enjoy it. Well, it was an amazing start to the game as well, which is what was disappointing. But anyway, hopefully this game shall be rather good. Queen Bess going to be launching that first shot up into the air, aiming for the Bleak Swords, who do dodge rather nicely by Ice Power then. The reason I don't like Queen Bess that much is because it's so easy to dodge, but you can do 1 or 2 tricks up your sleeve. Supreme Sorceress is going to be firing a Fireball, though she's taken a considerable amount of damage with no healing from these Gunnery Whites. It's very, very competitive stuff. Count Noculus is going to be taking a Fireball straight to the groin. Nope, it goes through and does clip Queen Bess. And this is going to start to become a bit of a problem for Void if Bessie Bess does go down. And although it looks like one shot did manage to connect with the Dark Shards, the second shot, unfortunately, no, catches some Dread Spears, does some solid damage. Bolt Throwers currently aiming at the Gunnery Whites, but they are going to be misses for sure. Good luck, have fun, says Ice Power, good to see. And the rest of the army is going to be starting to move forward just a little bit. Supreme Sorceress of Fire taking a bucket ton of damage, though, on the approach, which is really bad news for him. Gunnery White likewise has taken a bit, but they have healing, whereas the Dark Elves, of course, don't. Supreme Sorceress risking it all to try and get Queen Bess. And it looks like Void is going to be taking the Queen Bess crew off the artillery piece here. Though the Fireball already was pre-aimed, so it is going to hit Queen Bess. A little bit of lag coming in. Is that going to be enough to destroy her? I don't think so. No, she's going to hold firm just about, but big damage is going to now be coming in. Count Noculus continue to rain fire down in on the enemy. Bolt Throwers are shooting in, still once again going after those Gunnery Whites, which you may think, hey look, the Dark Elves are taking a ton of damage, but honestly, the front line for the coast does nothing here. So if he can get rid of the Gunnery Wights, as well as Queen Bess, he's going to be in a very dominant position. Supreme Sorceress needs to be so careful, though. Ice cannot afford to keep leaving her where she's getting shot by Gunnery Wights. I understand they want to push forward and fireball the enemy, 100%, but with no healing, it's so risky. So risky, because if you leave her for 1 or 2 seconds, those Gunnery Wights are certainly going to make you pay the price. Bolt Throws are now starting to focus down the Gunnery Wights doing some really lovely damage. Dark Riders getting a cheeky charge in on the Sirens before falling back once more. Bolt Throwers continue to pressure the enemy. Fireball does hit the Queen Bess crew. The artillery piece is 100% fine at the moment. Definitely want to save those fireballs for when the enemy is 100% on the artillery piece. Dark Shards now unleashing shots. Want to start focus firing down those bombers to get rid of them. Bolt Throws doing massive damage to the Gunnery Wights, who look to be forming up here to get an invocation ahead, but is it going to be too late? If this Gunnery Wight takes another volley like that, he may well be done for. Double invocation does go down though, healing up these pesky duo. Man, oh man, do I hate Gunnery Wights now. They're so good. It's really kind of an interesting tactic though. The Supreme Sorceress does fire forward a little bit more. Looks like a Flaming Sword was popped down on those Dark Riders. They need to turn and engage with the Sirens, but double Scurvy Dogs going to be bringing the pain. Bolt Throws do good work to the Gunnery Wight. Dark Shards as well, hunting down the bombers, doing some pretty decent damage there. Some Dark Shards were caught. Big fat burning head goes down the line. Oh my god, that's disgusting value. The Sirens pretty much butchered, but again, the Supreme Sorceress, what are you doing? No! She needs to just hang back over here, like way over behind those mountains. She is risking so much now. He's got some beautiful micro of her so far, and some very good damage value, but this is starting to get really risky from Ice Power, because I think he's in a really dominant position, and if he loses the Supreme Sorceress, that would end up kind of being a bit of a huge loss there. Although she doesn't actually have as little health as like 4, I kind of maybe overreacted there, but still. Dark Spirits and Bleak Swords are shutting down the Sirens through sheer weight of the number, but Scurvy Dogs being healed up are starting to push through and do some pretty decent work. Bolt Throwers focusing down those Gunnery Wights have got them really low, and as you can see, Queen Bess just not wanting to hop on top of the artillery piece at the moment, really playing the long game. Dark Shards raining down fire, doing massive damage to the bombers. Now they've taken off line. The Bleak Swords and Dreadspears should be able to push back the enemy, but a lovely summon by Void is going to keep the Dark Shards down in the dirt. Bombers try to help finish off the Dark Riders, who have got a really nice engagement there throughout. But even if Ice Power kills all this chaff, it will mean nothing if the 3 characters are still alive. And the Reaper Bolt Throws starting to run a little bit low on ammunition, which could start causing problems in the late game. Scurvy Dogs also managed to hop on top of the Dark Riders here, doing some pretty decent damage. More shots going in now, aiming for Count Noctilus this time. I'm going to get another burning head going down on the Sirens. And it looks like Void just about notices, but a tad too late. Doesn't take as much damage as he would have, although it looks like some of his polearms will get singed as well. Just medium rare, though. Not cooking them too badly. Good micro by Dark Riders, as always, as you expect. Scabberscape goes down though, beautiful cast, catching both the Bleak Swords and the Dreadspears. But now the Dark Riders are well and truly about the enemy. Once again, the Supreme Sorceress risking it all. Those Scurvy Dogs can turn around, surround her, and she cannot escape. Although it looks like Count Noctilus is being dealt with rather effectively here by the Bolt Throwers. Queen Bess is once again back online. Supreme Sorceress managed to get up into the skies once more. Queen Bess's first shot back in. A little bit disappointing, complete miss. Bolt Throwers are all active, and at this point they can even switch their targets onto Queen Bess if they want, because Count Noctilus is no longer kind of guarding them, although it looks like they're quite happy to whittle down Noctilus from range. Balance power very, very even. Dreadspears hopping on top of Scurvy Dogs, and this is a micro nightmare. Well played to both players so far. This has been insane. I think either of them on this form would have butchered me by now. Supreme Sorceress is once again going to be floating forward. Both Gunnery Wights are still alive and getting quite healthy once again. Count Noctilus getting danger low, and it looks like the Fireball is going to be committing to try to take down Queen Bess, though. Count Noctilus just juking back and forth, doing his best Jagger impression. And Void a little bit slow once again to take his troops off Queen Bess, because it's still going to take that damage, even if they're not there. And there's a lot of Dark Shards left alive, and a lot of Dark Riders, which can bring a lot of long-range power. But the Sirens are here. If we have some Flame Sword of Rune, though, they could be dealt with rather comfortably by the Dark Shards. And the double Gunnery Wights may be able to carry this, with double Scabberscapes coming in. Can be some pretty nasty work. Queen Bess once again going to be repositioning. Count Noctilus, I don't know how Void does it. His micro of characters is so good. We saw a game with him up against Grombrindle recently, and he just would not let his character die, even though it should have died like 5 times over. Good Scabberscape goes down on the Dreadspears. Sorceress does fall back at this moment. Looks like Dark Rider's going to be darting back and forth a little bit. Gunnery Wight now starting to take some long-range pressure. Sirens need to get finished off here. Looks like Queen Bess does does make good contact on those Dark Shards. Bolt Thrower's going in, still whittling down Count Noctilus, but an Invocation Heck going to be topping him up. Maybe going after Queen Bess would be a slightly better idea. Flaming Sword goes down. That's going to be enough to finish off these Sirens. Scurvy Dogs will rush to the aid there to try to shut down this push, but Dark Riders with the Flaming Sword, that's, yeah, not going to be a good day for those Scurvy Dogs, who are getting kind of put in the dumpster can. One unit of Dark Riders, honestly, just wants to swoop around and pressure Queen Bess, because at least it's going to drag Void's units away from the main fight. And there's so much infantry left. All of the Bolt Throwers, though, have used up their ammunition. Only 4, 1, and 0 kills. Oh my god. But the damage value, oh my god. Oh yeah, this damage value is juicy. Count Noctilus, 1000 HP. Last bolt goes in, clips him, 878. We're good to see a fireball follow up here. Even the Dark Riders can go in combat with him and probably drag him down at this moment. And it looks like Scurvy Dogs, though, did manage to get into the back line. Dark Shards getting shut down and perhaps saving Queen Bess has been a really clutch play by Void. I mean, he's got most of his ammunition out the way, though, and Balance Power now heavily favouring Ice Power and the Dark Elf forces. Queen Bess continues to launch shots in, aiming for the Dark Shards, which is 100% the best move. Dark Riders as well isn't a bad idea. Forget these Scurvy Dogs, I mean just protect your troops in advance with the Dark Shards, and you shall have victory. Dark Riders now starting to overrun Count Noctilus, who is very low, and he is not a good melee combatant. He does have the support of the double Gunnery White. We may see a Scavascape go down here. Looks like the Dark Riders also trying to shut down Queen Bess at the same time. Minus 25 leadership, yeah, Count Noctilus not having a good day. Supreme Sorceress needs to be a little careful. She is danger low health-wise, but this is certainly a Dark Elf victory. Count Noctilus is doomed. Queen Bess is going to be shut down here. And yeah, double Gunnery Whites are powerful, but this is just too much infantry, too much ammunition left on Dark Shards. We have one unit of Scurvy Dogs, but Ice Power very wisely has used his Witch Elves in a real defensive position. Like, hey, I don't need to go near you, I'm going to outshoot you. And that's something you can often do up against the long-range factions. And if you pull it off, you are in an absolute fantastic position. Count Noctilus trying to get off one last spell, but even if he managed to get rid of these Dark Riders, he is crumbling. Unfortunately, the Mighty Beast, the Juggernaut, got full. Some Dark Riders go down there with a bit of an explosion, but Queen Bess is at the moment being undermined, and now the Gunnery Whites are going to have to try and fight this one out. Dark Riders continue to hound the Scurvy Dogs, with the Supreme Sorceress also fighting them off. Beautiful Scavascape goes down on these Dark Shards, and now the Gunnery Whites are getting focus fired down by the Dark Shards. And the fact they've been split up like this is really, really a good play by Ice Power once more. Surrounding them, dragging them down, not too much the Gunnery Whites can indeed do here. And that's GG's. Scurvy Dogs go down, and the Dark Elves, Ice Power, the dreaded Dark Lord Elf himself, shall be winning, man. That was a good game. Yeah, that was a good game, man. Oh no, that is definitely a micro nightmare. 100%. Like, there's a lot of fast-moving units here by both players, but also pitting Queen Bess on and off the artillery piece, getting close enough with the Supreme Sorceress, falling back, popping the Flaming Swords at the right time when the Sirens hit, pulling out the Sirens at the right time. There was kind of a lot of that stuff going on as well. But yeah, I get what you mean. Not the typical mass skirmish affair. Supreme Sorceress, Ice Power, I don't know how he does it, man. I thought multiple times she was getting a bit danger low, but 1,900 damage value, really good work. Dark Shards certainly starting to rack up the damage in the late game with decent amount of damage value left. Bolt Throwers, 1.8k, 1.4k, 1.3k, good target priority. Realising, okay, I can't kill Queen Bess, I'm going to annoy the Whites. I'm going to get both of them low, I'm going to annoy Count Noctilus, keep Void on his toes, and while that's happening, I will delete the rest of his build. Dark Riders are used quite effectively. I love the Witch Elves in Deep Reserve. That's an actual tactical reserve. We joke about it a lot here on the channel, when you forget a unit and you're like, oh, it's tactical reserve. But that is a good example of tactical reserve, because Vampire Coast just couldn't push, because the Witch Elves would eat them up. 1,400 on Count Noctilus. Both Gunnery Whites performing okay. Not as good as I've seen them before. 720, 851. Queen Bess, 1,000 damage value. And the rest of the build struggled. The rest of the build kind of got pulled down. I think the Hounds now and again got on Dark Shards, but only on beat-up units at that point. GG, well played. Cool. So it looks like these guys are slightly making amends. GG, well played. Void wishing them good luck in the finals. So that's good to see. And it shall be Chosen popping in. He is the Dark Elf main, that is true. Although we have Chosen One here, Chosen One is also a very talented player. So let's see who he is going to be up against. Cool. Let's have a little look. It shall be Takoyaki has taken down Bowmore 2-0, and I think Takoyaki may be making his debut on the channel here. I'm not 100%. Takoyaki is up next. See you in finals, Ice. Oh, someone else is here. I don't know who you are. That's weird. And you leave, please, in case of lag. That was a good second game, man, for sure. Oh, trust me, you don't mess with Taco. Taco messes with you. He's a very talented player. So let's pop him a little message. Takoyaki, you're up, bud. Pass 1, 2, 3. Let me know if you cannot see lobby. So we shall update the scoreboard. Ice Power taken down Void 2-0, which he's managed to do before, actually. These guys had some pretty close games in the past, but let's now lower that back down. And we shall add the competitors on the right, coming in with a DVD under his belt already. One of the first ones we ever did is Chosen One. And he plays in a really fun fashion. I'm a big fan of Chosen One, both as a person, but also as a player. And we will add Taco, I believe. Let's just add Taco for now, because I'm not sure how to spell his name. I'll wait for him to hop in the lobby. So this is not Flying Taco. Flying Taco did take part today, but was defeated. And now it's Takoyaki. Cool. So let's load the spectator slot to down as low as possible. Bring him in. Awesome. DVD, semis, and finals. Cool. I'm going to send Taco my friend code anyway, because it'd be nice to have his friend. But also, so we can get him in as quickly as possible. I should probably start doing that. I'm going to start doing that, I think, just before streams. Like, hey, here's my friend code. The problem is you get too many people on your friends list, and you can't add more people, which is a little bit sad. I don't know why they've limited it. My friend code. But yeah. Oh, looks like it's here. But I don't know who you are. Hello. If you want to observe, you can watch the stream. What's up, Full Poland? Sorry guys, I've been ignoring you a little bit. I've been dealing with a load of stuff behind the scenes, of course. But GG, well played. That was a fun first one. I think Squidmer Miniatures is in Europe. Oh, that'd be cool. I think I've heard of him. I actually, for the first time ever, like, looked up, like, Warhammer painting videos. That sounds super nerdy. But it was really fun as well, so you know. We demand double Luminarch. I demand Ronin plays in more tournaments. Oh, no. Map is... Sorry. Been getting distracted. Maps are Tower of Hoeth, Southern Chaos Wastes, and Iron Sand. Desert. Not desert, desert, I say. Please hop out the Hain. You can watch on stream though. Oh, thank you, Cat Morgan. Man, you're always such a huge support of the channel. I really appreciate it. Cat Morgan is actually the King Duck around here, for those who don't know. He is royalty at this point. And has a cool little symbol next to his name as well because of that. But he says, GG Ice Power. Ducky, a little something for your time and the entertainment. Man, thank you so much. Ooh, can you? Okay, it looks like he left, which is all good. Thank you to whoever that was. I appreciate wanting to hop in and get a first-person look at the game, but it's also just so you can't be like, oh, hey, look, these units over here, and tell your buddy about it, you know? Which I'm sure he wasn't doing, but, you know. What's up, Dr. Jellyfish? How are you? Hope you're all good, champ. I think you played today. If I'm not mistaken. Oh no! I accidentally got rid of chat. Come back! Don't leave me! I'll be able to play again next month if everything goes well, but I need training. Well, man, if you ever look for some games, feel free to hit me up. I'm a very busy person these days, unfortunately, because obviously trying to do YouTube as much as possible, but also having a job can be a bit knackering, but I'll always try to make time for some games as well. Also, guys, if you think this is the only tournament this week by Rubber Duck of War, you would be wrong. Tomorrow, we have, arguably, it won't let me, like, close the slots anymore, I think. It's always, like, one, but I guess I'm the one. I don't know. Tomorrow, we have, arguably, oh, Takayuka's going Dowie! Oh, what a hero! What a hero, the first pick Dowie, the big balls Takoyaki play. No F's given. What a Chad. Bans Warriors of Chaos High Elves. Doesn't ban Skaven. Takoyaki is a madman. A beautiful madman. What a hero. What a hero. But yeah, guys, tomorrow we have arguably the coolest tournament of all time. I'm so happy we came up with the idea. There's a mixture between us and Real Human Boy Yes Yes, who kind of set about these chaos-themed events that we've been doing. He's also actually hosting a load more events as well in the future. He has a Discord. I think you can find the link in my Discord, so feel free to join that, link down below. But yeah, we have a tournament, so you sign up. You ban 3 factions that you do not want to play. I then give you a random army. I use Randall's gift. It picks a lord for you, and it picks a faction for you. And then I give you a random army. Make sure there's a wizard in there. And you play with that army. You can take away spells to add on chevrons and items. But apart from that, it is what you get. And it's going to be a weird tournament, guys. It's going to be so weird. There are so many, like, mad builds. He ain't afraid of no rats. He ain't scared. Taco is channeling his inner Chad Forgrim. Grombrinder would be proud. It's going to be a Slayer Ranger rush. Tower of Hove's the big map. That's a long rush. A long, long rush. But I can see it. Miners and Rangers pushed forward and then the Slayers to catch up. They're speedy for a dwarf. A grudge must be removed. I love the enthusiasm for dwarfs. It always tickles my heart. Yeah, Real Human Boy and... Yeah, Real Human Boy Yes Yes and Real Human Being are 2 different people, right? Man, there's... It can... Every time, even though they've told me multiple times. Like, oh, hey, Doug, this is the way it is. I forget every time I'm on stream. Every goddamn time. But here we go. I've actually avoided Tav Hearth in most of my tournaments because... I don't know. I think I just saw it so often that I decided to take it out. But we're bringing it back. We actually did most of the maps that we usually do in a tournament on live stream. We did them in the earlier rounds. So this time we have some different maps. The finals, for example, will be Karak Asgul, Astalian Tomb, Langwil, Schwosthafen, and Battle of Itza. So, Battle of Itza is a map some people don't like, but I think it's relatively balanced, and it's quite thematic for a grand finale, right? So if you pick a faction and I not have the DLC, can I reroll? Of course, opponent, of course. So all you have to do to sign up is you go to my Discord. There is a tab called the One Build Battle Royale. Simply enter your name with 3 factions you would not like to play. So Takoyaki is coming in with not the expected rush, actually. He's trying to outshoot the Skaven, which is a bold choice. But as we just saw from Ice Power, and his masterful play with the Dark Elves, you can outshoot these range-heavy factions. Not that dwarfs aren't range-heavy themselves. Coming in with Dwarf Warriors in the front line, cheap, cheerful, happy to be here and fight for Grungy, and the All-Fathers and all that good stuff. We have Miners of Blast in charges as well in a secondary battle line, going to be very good at clearing out the enemy chaff. We have 2 Gyro Bombers. What is this build? 2 Gyro Bombers. I love it. triple cannons, all protected as well by miners and dwarf warriors, guarding the back in case there is any sneaky Skaven schemes. We have triple slayers, double slayer as well as the dragonback slayers. We have Belagar Ironhammer leading the battle line. And yeah, it's looking like a really cool dwarfish build that I didn't see it coming, if I'm being perfectly honest. For the Skaven, it's relatively traditional, triple Warplock Giselles, including the Natty Bobus. They can really focus down cannons quite well. 1 Poison Wind Mortar, chaffy Skaven slaves in the front line, backed up by Death Runners. Death Runners are these units you normally see like behind the enemy. Nope, they're going to be our front line. Fantastic Weeping Blades, going to be able to lower that armor and dice up basically any dwarf unit in the game. Backburners, a couple of clan rats just in case there's any sneaky schemes coming in from behind. We have an assassin guarding Queek Headtaker. Oh, Raptor, please say you're still here, Rubik's Raptor. You're getting your wish. Queek is being brought to the battlefield. Such a cool model. A really intimidating guy all round. Having an absolute whale of a time. He seems completely insane. Coming in with the Dwarf Gouger, we have Trophy Heads and Verminous Valor. Oh yeah, this is going to be a game and a half. I feel like this game might just outshoot the Dwarfs though. That is a possibility. We're going to have to see how this does unravel. Double Gyro Bomber I feel is so risky. Oh god, we're in the higher echelons there. And the towers. Where's the second Gyro Bomber? Did I just imagine a second one? No, they are both here. Cannons open up on the Warplock Giselles. First Gyro Bomber gets absolutely annihilated on the approach. Good thing, though, about the Gyro Bomber. Oh my god, beautiful swerves! The Gyro Bomber just doing some Star Wars level dodging. Actually, in Star Wars, the ships always got shot down, but anti-Star Wars dodging there by the Gyro Bomber. And this is going to be a fun game. Giselle's trying to focus them down, are doing good damage, but it means they're not going to be shooting the cannons, who are really aggressively placed at the moment. And the cannons are doing some nice work. Poison Wind Globadiers already down to 5 models from 9. Warlord Giselle's also getting penetrated, but not in the ways they like. Rubik's is here! My homie! My homie! Poor little Dwarf Warriors are getting hammered down a little bit. Both the Gyro Bombers are falling back at the moment, looking to try and get some better targets. I really love them as a pick here. Unfortunately, it's a bit of a misplay here, though. The cannon has been given some attack orders and is like right in with Vistrin's Death Squad, one of the most gangster-named units in the game, kicking, slashing, gouging, devouring those Dwarf Warriors. All of the descriptive words you need. Gyro Bombers are now getting pressured quite badly. Slayers are having to move up into the front line. Dwarf Warriors decide to hang back, which is an interesting approach. Move the Slayers in instead. I guess they're there to counter the Death Runners in some mad format. Miners and Dwarf Warriors over on this flank are vibing right now. Quick Headtaker is going after that Belagar booty with the help of an assassin. Of course, Skaven couldn't possibly play fair even if they wanted to. Chevy Heads has been popped down as well. Belagar getting his butt whooped upon by the champion of the people, Queek Headtaker. Dwarf Warriors are trying to come in here and support, but it is looking pretty bleak right now for the Dwarvish forces. Oh no, the Gyro Bomber just lined up the perfect run there. Got one bomb off, but then gets finished off, unfortunately, by the Warlock Giselles, and now you can't do any of those swerving dodges. Cannons have been shut down. Miners doing some decent damage on these clan rats, then probably want to push into the back line and shut down some of those Warlock Giselles. Things are looking pretty bleak right now for the Dwarfs. Belagar, though, is ready for round 2. He's pumped up. He's sworn a few more oaths, and he's coming in here to surround these characters. With the help of the Slayers now, Rival High Talisman is popped. Very powerful item. But once it goes down, these Slayers are no joke. They do a decent amount of damage output to all of these units. On the far side, Death Runners are certainly bringing the death to these miners. And there's so many Skaven units now, just overwhelming this position. That is going to be a dead cannon rather soon. How are the other cannons faring? Not too good. Looks like for the most part, all of the cannons have been shut down. Miners now starting to push onto the Warplock Giselles to try to finish those guys off for good. But I think that's going to be it. Looks like the lads were just saying really good luck, have fun. For some reason that's always delayed up there. One of the bombers has once again returned to the fray to do some pretty good damage if it can stay active. But there's so many Giselles left online. Get the cannons as well getting shut down. Belagar is surrounded by the filthy Skaven slaves. Should be able to get a few decent kills, but they are pinning him in place. And the champion, we need some epic music playing right now for Queek Headtaker, running through the fire of the copters to charge in with his assassin who bounds across the field. We do have assassin trophy popped on Belagar, but he may just be able to escape. And actually the Gyro Bomber can do some really lovely work here to the assassin or Queek, but Queek's basically full health here. Slayers are pushing through to the back line. Good choice, because they're unbreakable. Doesn't matter how many you have. Miners do get squashed. Chosen One, not the type... I just realised it's called Not the Chosen One. But Chosen One, not the type of player to allow you to push in his back line for free. He is going to make you pay for it with blood, sweat, and doughy tears. And alas, the dwarves have been finished. But my god, was that a fun game. That was some cool stuff. Another book has been added... Another garage has been added to the book. Belegar versus Queek. And Queek, I'm afraid, brought out the spanking pickaxes there. And drove down Belegar. Oh. I'm just going to let that damage value hang in the air quickly. Yeah. Free damage value from Belegar. Free. Oof. That is a grudging. Miners and Dwarf Warriors kind of faltered, to be honest. Slayers did a decent job plugging the gap, but didn't get the damage value. No real perfect targets for them. I'd like to have seen one Slayer, at least, actually hidden in the forest and flank round behind the enemy. I love the idea of this build. I just don't think it worked quite well enough here. One cannon did amazing, though. 1.2k damage value. And I certainly see the merit of it. But up against triple Jezzails, which is so common, I think it will suffer. Particularly if someone who has as good micro as Chosen One. And you can see the gels across the board, not the craziest value. I mean, 1.6 on the Natty Bobus is very impressive. The other two, a bit more moderate, 800, 250. Poison Moors got shut down expertly by the Dwarf Cannon crews. And, oh, those Death Runners were pretty healthy in the end game. So 1,000 damage value, 600, 600, 1.3. Good work all round. Little Plague Priest, only 454, wasn't needed too much. And the Hero Core did a good job, though not getting much damage value, just under 500 for Queeky, my boy. Up next, we shall be switching maps to the Southern Chaos Wastes. Into the Darklands we shall go. And there we go. GG. Southern Chaos Wastes. And let's update the scoreboard. Chosen One claiming victory right there. If Chosen One goes through, you guys do realise that we're going to have 2 Dark Elf players in the final. Dark Elf's OP, I've been telling people. They think I'm joking. They think I'm just one up ice when I'm like, oh man, your Dark Elves are OP, when they're really bad. But in reality, they are secretly OP. A battle worthy of the Karak 8 Peaks, man, that was cool. Dowie definitely won style points. I don't want to say that's the most important factor in gaming, but, you know, I reckon there's a good merit for that. What's up, Sarge71? How are you doing, buddy? Hope you're all good. It's up to Takoyaki to take the Slayer oath now. Man, if he sends me a picture with, like, a ginger mohawk, I'll just give him the win. Just give him the win. Hey, pawns are actually quite important, Katam, in chess, I would argue. You gotta remember, en passant. You think he counterpicked himself on purpose? I mean, I think he's probably an experienced player because he picked them first. And he's well versed in that matchup. I think there was a little bit of build roulette, because if there wasn't triple Jezzails, there was like, what, lightning cannons, 2 Jezzails, anything like that, I think he'd be in a better position. But triple Jezzails plus the Moors was a little bit too much for him. Oh, that was a 1,000 IQ big brain play to get rid of Skaven. Chosen One is also a Skaven main, so yeah, he's scary. Choose, you are my bro. You're my bro, dude. Oh, Empire vs. Lizardmen's a fun one. Lizardmen banning Skaven VP. Chosen Heart, a man after my own heart, of course. Those are my 2 bans as well. When I am Lizardmen, I've been practicing them a little bit, but I still think, especially when dwarfs are gone off the field, yeah, this is a good move. However, Empire are really nasty here. I actually hate facing Dark Elves as well. A few Dark Elf mains, and other people actually think it's really bad for them, so it's just my playstyle, obviously. But man, like, static gun lines can be so hard for the Lizardmen to deal with, particularly against the Dark Elves. They do fare a bit better against other factions like Dwarfs who pull off the same tactic. Now, Takoyaki can go for multiple different things here. He can do the static gun line, which if he's also a Dwarf player, he may favour. You know, you get your cannons, Hailstorm rocket batteries, a load of handgunners, load of unbreakable troops, cavalry to pin in the single entities, and you just shoot everything, Marcus Wolfheart style. But likewise, you can pull off the War Wagon meta. So triple War Wagons, Karl Franz in the sky, Regrowth Caster, you just protect them with cheap knights, and War Wagons will obliterate enemy cavalry, enemy large dinosaurs, but it becomes a long drawn out game and your micro has to be on point. You have to be able to out-micro your opponent. Taco is scheming, I'm telling you. Archaon plus Crown of Domination and Halberd spam kills everything. Well, the only problem there is like banishments and stuff, and you can just ignore the Halberds. But yeah, Archaon I think is actually a solid pick in that matchup. I would honestly go Archaon, Horseback, Slayer of Kings, maybe the Crown of Domination if you want it. It's quite expensive though. But double Exiled Hero on horseback to support him with the Mark of Khorne. And that is a neat little crew to shut down large dinosaurs. Apart from that, the infantry game, you can go a bit mix and match. Don't have to go too expensive. And a load of horsemen. A load of skirmish cavalry. Yeah, so this is Takoyaki. Just to reiterate, not Flying Taco, though both did play in the tournaments. But Takoyaki, top tier player as well. And I mean, he's got a picture of a cat as his, like a little cute cat. I don't know if you guys can see that on your screens, but you know, that's got to give you points. That's got to give you points. Hope you guys are enjoying though. This is the second best of 3. We have the best of 5 yet to come. But if you are enjoying, feel free to like, subscribe, all that good standard stuff. Links down below in Discord as well to my Patreon where you can support the channel. By the way, if Aloy, if you're watching this at any point, please send me a message in Discord. Because you're not in my... I need to update your status. It gives you a few little bonuses. But yeah, and also links to my Discord actually in the description, where you can submit replays to me, get involved in the tournament scene and all that good stuff, and a chat with all these people, get involved in tournaments. We have tournament tomorrow, which I'm so excited for, and I would love to get as many people in it as possible. Man, if we get a Wild Gelt build, I'm all for it. Most likely is going to be the Hunts Marshal, Marcus, sorry, with the net, Lightcaster with a net, a load of guns. I mean, one thing really good in this build is where you get like 4 Huntsmen in that secondary line. It can be really painful. Now, if I'm Lizardman here, Source Old Blood, bucket ton of cavalry, Curse Midnight Wind caster, I think can do wonders. You Curse Midnight Wind the enemy cavalry as your cavalry hits them, you overwhelm them, then use your cavalry to push into the back line. Good Empire player though will start to rearrange their forces and won't commit to those high cavalry engagements. The amount of times I've seen someone charging with demigryphs with halberds onto Cold Spear Riders going like, hey, it's fine, we're elite anti-large. Boom, Curse Midnight Wind, Saurus Old Blood in there, you're dead. And it's pretty damn scary. They shall never move again, words from Gelt to the chat. Welcome to Illustria, gentlemen. Oh god, which build I suggested? Oh no! Well, you're allowed Marcus of a net and a Lightcaster, I believe, aren't you? Because it's not 2-bound spells. Unless they've changed the rules, but who knows. I don't play Empire. Ooh, I don't know about that. Gotrek's voice is pretty top tier. Gotrek is what, Brian Blessed? I want to say his name is. And honestly, no one plays Rikarth, but the voice actor did a fantastic job there. Oh, you can't bring Wolfheart in that caster. Ew, okay. Well, people are cheating against me. A load of people bring that against me all the time. Soul Engines are good at sniping cav. Indeed, in fact, Nick, you can even use the basic Stegodons. Their bolts are really good at sniping enemy cavalry, steam tanks, and other such units. It is a risk because of cannons, but a lot of Empire players have shunned cannons recently due to pterodons. Oh, that might be what it is. I mean, Tim Alpha looks a bit mean. Yeah, like, you can lose so many of them. Yeah, Thorin's voice is cool. It is very cool. A lot of the Skaven units I like quite a bit as well. Oh, oh yeah, Luffy! Luffy! Oh man, I hope Luffy gets on stream. His build is beautiful. We are going to be streaming from quarterfinals tomorrow, so you need to get to the top 8, so plenty of room. So, the Empire, let's see what they've brought to the table. We have Knights of the Blazing Sun, 2 units. Double Free Company Militia, which is something a lot of Empire players are doing against Lizardmen these days. Seems to be the in fin. Swordsman and Spearman, dotted across the front line, including Sigma Sons. Hammer of Witches, Templehof Luminarch, as well as Marcus Wolfheart. We're going to be seeing that double net, boys. Warrior Priest, coming with all the buffs, and Scroll of Shielding, a super useful item, one of the best in the game. We also have a Bright Wizard with Power Stone, Blast, Fireball, and Burning Head. I like this build a lot. I like it a lot. Equally, this Lizardman build is not what I expected. Oh my god. Oh my god. Chosen One, you hero. So, Chosen One, a couple of Chameleon Skinks in the front. We're not too worried about them. We have Source Warriors, we have Skinks, Red Crested Skink front line, Cohort of Sotek, Skink Priest the Beast, Flock of Doom, Manticore Summon. We have Croxagores, which is interesting. Croxagores, 2 units of Cold One Spear Riders. We have a Feral Stegodon, a Bastiladon with Revivification Crystal, a unit I've bashed over and over again, only for people to prove me wrong with it. And it looks like Chosen One trying to do the same again, but what a hero! Croxagore Ancient, low-key, one of the coolest units looking units in the entire game. Look at the tusk horns in the gold. If I could be a Croxagore Ancient for a day, I would just take pictures of myself. And look at him laughing. He's some super cool attack animations. I might do a stream recently or something where I only play Croxagore Ancients, because they're so cool. I really do love the models quite a bit. And it's going to be a fun game. Hammer of Witches has quite a few good targets. I'd recommend shooting that Rev Crystal as quickly as possible. I mean, just shooting the Croxagore Ancient. Might be a little bit hard to target. And going to be interesting. Looks like Takayoko is away at the moment. It's not organising his build yet. Oh, now he's repositioned. Cool. Cool. Templehof Luminarch is ready to rumble. You think he's flexing? Oh no. Give Loopy a little helping hand, you know, push him on his way. I don't think he's going to be on his dragon, though. I'm afraid. I think, unless he's got the points for it. Nakai is really cool, right? But I do also, and I love the model of Nakai. He's like this grizzled old Croxagore Ancient. But Croxagore Ancients, I think, are slightly better in multiplayer, and they're really fun. He's just bouncing around, like, come at me, bro. Come at me. And it looks like the box has been formed, which is not the worst idea. I have done multiple videos on why I think box builds are bad. I'm going to do some videos on why I think box builds are great, which I'm assuming is going to infuriate some people. Because I think there's situations where box builds are amazing. But yeah. Yeah, the reason the Croxagore Ancient is better, though Nakai's abilities are so crazy powerful, but they're just so expensive. The one that gives physical resistance and the bonus to melee attack with Temple Guard, you can kill, like, anything in seconds. The Croxagore Ancient, oh no, he's just bouncing around. Oh my god, no! No! Where are you? Has the Horn of Kaigor, Amulet of Itzel, plus he still gets Miasma of Despair, and all of them are really powerful, and they synergize really well. So, good luck, have fun. I think he's pretty much ready, just taking his time. He might have grabbed some water or something. Loopy has a 0 gold build, oh my god. Yeah, like, Nick, I agree. Don't even buff Nakai's stats. Still make him terrible, but just give him, like, ridiculous mass. So he just, like, flings dragons over and stuff. Just, if you're gonna make a meme, you know? Like, push him out and just, like, wrestles dragons to the ground. Like, punches a character, and they just kind of, they do the Doom Ball, or the Gore Ball, and they just kind of fly into space a little while. But you can just do that to any unit. Queen Skink's going to be pushing forward. Really nice counter to Marcus, honestly, because Marcus is a very squishy with 50 armor, and you can see just a few volleys coming in will start to chip away and lower his health quite badly. Croxagore Ancient is just running around at the moment. It's like, nope, I don't want to get involved in the early stages of the battle. Templehof Luminarch is going to be lining up some shots. And interesting enough, oh my god, goes after the Skink Priest. Chosen One wasn't ready. He was instead juking with the Ancient. I would right now pop a Manticore Summon straight away, because this Skink Priest has a good chance of being doomed. Marcus Wolfheart, though, and the cannons all miss their shots. Fireball connects, though. That was so much damage output going on the Skink Priest, and Chosen One may have to start this battle with basically no caster. And he's dead. He's dead. What a shot. A moving target decapitated in an explosion of Righteous Sigma Fury. Doing some good work. And Timberwolf has had to pull back now. The Red Crest Skinks are going to be starting to invade on the Swordsman. Feral Stegodon going to push directly onto the back line, onto the Free Company Militia, which is a good idea. Likewise, though, doesn't want to get too isolated and alone. It looks like he's getting support, though, by Saurus Warriors and Red Crested Skinks. What on earth? A burning head goes down. Oh, there was Red Crested Skinks there. That banner wasn't nearby. That's actually going to roast more Swordsmen, but they will get Red Crested Skinks off the field, who are a bit more of a pivotal unit. Bastildon can now push into the back line. Feral Stegodon is having a whale of a time. Crocscore as well, beating down the enemy. Feromantacles just decide to rampage and hop on top of some Free Company Militia. Templehoff Luminarch are going to be lining up the shots against the Rev Crystal. Massive damage, and it may break it, and if it breaks, there's no juking. Cannon also focus firing down the Bastildon, and he's dead and gone for. Very close game, though, as the Cavalry has committed to a fight with Horn of Kygor popped on the Crocscore Ancient. And yeah, these Knights of Blazing Sun can't even really escape because the Miasma of Despair are just getting put in the dumpster. However, there are Spearmen supported, so there's Cold One Spear Riders not having the best of days just yet. Feral Stegodon going to avenge his skink bro. They were actually a mate. And it looks like the Bright Wizard is getting broken off the field, at least for now. Probably worth disengaging something to chase him off. Actually, I don't know. Getting in the back line is quite pivotal right now. And Chosen One, good micro, finds the gap in the enemy line and moves forward with the skink cohort. Free Company Militia raining fire down on the Crocscore, doing good work, though the Free Company Militia nowhere near the damage output, of course, of a unit like Handgunners. Chameleon Skinks now starting to apply pressure in the back line. Knights of Blazing Sun running over the other unit is a good pick, though, by Taco. But still along with Rev Crystal is running for its life right now, and that second shot comes in and misses the Crocscore Ancient because some brave Cold One Spear Riders put their lives on the line. They're coming in for the kill, and that Luminarch is running for its life. A well-placed Hunter's Snare. Oh, Nets. I get so many bad memories from Lizardmen, who are quite an aggressive faction for the most part, trying to get into the enemy line. Knights of Blazing Sun rather wisely decide to dip out of this fight. Crocscore Ancient and Feral Stegodon doing massive work here. And it's a close one. Backline has now been protected by those Knights of Blazing Sun. Chameleon Skinks getting shut down, but more Skinks just pour through the gap onto the Free Company Militia. And there is 68 Saurus Warriors still going strong. Crocscore beating the faith out of that Warrior Priest who's starting to run. He is, yeah, maybe Sigma wasn't the right deity after all. All praise at the old ones. Free Company Militia focusing down that Feral Stegodon, which I love Feral Stegodons. I think they're a very solid unit all round. Marcus Wolfhart trying to figure out how to finish off the Ancient, who has done a bit of a number on some of these cannons. Feral Stegodon is rampaging though, which is a big problem of it, of course. Now it's turned by Spearmen, getting shot by Free Company Militia, and a big shot goes in, sending the Crocscore slamming into its friend, and the Ancient takes massive damage there. However, the Crocscore are now dealing the dirt to the Knights of Blazing Sun. Cold One Spear Riders are rampaging, and Free Company Militia looking to retreat. This is one of the closest games I've seen. This is very close so far. I think Empire in a slight state of advantage, maybe. But the Feral Stegodon has now broken off the Hammer of Witches and can now beat back the Free Company Militia. But Crocscore Ancient has a good chance of getting nuked here. Now that the hammer is gone offline though, and it's close, a net could come in, but instead we're getting a fireball onto Crocscore Ancient, hit him in the back, going to be followed up by a Luminarch shot to the face, and Marcus Wolfhart. Amulet of Itzel was popped just in time. Well played by Chosen One with that micromanagement, but it is not enough to save him, and he is routed. And this is where I think the army could fall apart. Now, Crocscore pushing to back line with the help of the Skinks, but you can't shut down all three units in one go, which is a bit of a problem. Hammer of Witches, though, shall be meeting its end. Curl of Sotek going to be popping on top of them. Source Warriors still holding the flanks rather solidly. She's just on this side, it would seem. And still a angry Feral Stegodon. You want to push back and finish off Marcus, right? So you can tear out and break the enemy leadership and push that band's power back even. But with those nets in play, it's always a little bit risky. With the Free Company Militia, Luminarch, as well as Marcus in play. And now he's guaranteeing himself to get shot in the rear. But I think he's got to take the risk. It's probably the right move. Chosen One comes in, rams Marcus Wolfhart with his big old fat horn. And Marcus, will he get saved? Templehoff lines up a shot and it misses! The Feral Stegodon roars! The beast does have a brain. Coming in here. And he's a rampage now, which is a bit of a problem because he's just going to invite in free pressure from the enemy. Crocscore going to be chasing that Temple of Luminarch to the edge of the realms. Cold One Spear Riders are dealt with. Now, where is the Crocscore Ancient? He has rallied the cries of Nakai from the nearby jungles, if there are any in the Chaos Waste. Maybe there are. have echoed in eternity, and he decided to come back alongside the unbreakable Cohort of Sotek, finishing off the Hammer of Witches, and all of a sudden this balance of power goes back towards the middle, and I think the Lizardmen are now favourites, because the Free Company militia have nothing to protect them from Skink cohorts. They can kind of deal with them themselves. Temple Heart Blue Mark is, unfortunately for the Empire player, terrified, and Crocscore certainly can finish it off for good with this Feral Stegodon, who has been MVP by far, in my opinion. Marcus also breaking off the battlefield. Look how quickly that game turned around, because all he had left was long-range pressure. There were spearmen and swordsmen dotted around the battlefield, but they've all broken before. They're all in different areas. No focused engagement anymore. Once the Lizardmen broke the box and made the game stretched, the Lizardmen were in a state of advantage. I love seeing the Crocscore here. I think they've done good work. Likewise, the Crocscore Ancient bathing in the fire of the Warrior Priest. It matters not. We will sacrifice you. No, we won't. We're going to slaughter you now and sacrifice you to Sotek a little bit later. Look at my boy. Look at my boy. Oh, the skinks jumping up and down in joy, celebrating, and a victory roar from the Ancient. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. That was amazing. Well played to both these guys. Takoyaki brought some really fun builds, and I love to see them. Interesting play style as well that we don't get to see terribly often. And Chosen One, I say every time he's on the stream, it's always a pleasure having him here. He is a really fun player with some really cool builds, and I love this Lizardmen force. I may steal it in the future, just been out there. Takoyaki though, 1000 damage value on Marcus, 1100 on the Bright Wizard, so pretty good work then. Really powerful sniping potential, 2000 damage value on the Templehof, 940 on the Hammer of Witches, but just a tiny bit too much to protect. Night's Blazing Sun, 1.6k, 764 damage value, masterful play. Unfortunately, Free Company militia kind of suffered, and of course the front line's not really going to get damage value. Of course, for Ancient, only 705 damage value, but did buff up the lads and look pretty cool. The Skink Priest assassination early on really did put the Lizardmen on the back foot, but they succeeded by sheer weight of number, going very wide. Cohort doing good as always, 870 damage value. Chameleons not doing that great. Cavalry, okay. But honestly, it kind of came down to the Stegodon and the Crocscore. Crocscore 1000 damage value, and the Stegodon 2.3k MVP. He was the chosen Stegodon. Now, it's quite interesting, right? You look at the damage value, like the Lizardmen didn't do insane damage value across the board, but they got the Empire units fleeing, and that's the key thing. You take away all their damage output, Spearmen can't do anything to your build. Very well played. GG. No worries. Now Chosen's just need to take a 5-minute break. We will get Ice Power in here, so let's send him a cheeky little invite. And hopefully he'll be ready for a scrap. Although I do not see him online. Oh, there he is. I'm just blind. So, maps will be Crack Asgul to kick us off. There we go. And then we have a Sarlian Tomb, Langwil, which I pronounce wrong every time, just popping that out. Schlosshafen and Battle of Itza. Yeah, the front line just collapsed. Yeah, the Feral I mean, that game could have been lost in one moment. There was one moment which could have flipped that game probably out of sight for the Empire. The Luminarch lined up a flank shot on the Stegodon, and the Stegodon lurched forwards and dodged the shot. Now, if he took that shot on the flank, he was probably breaking and running. And if Takoyaki found a way to chase him off, or just connect one more shot, that Stegodon in the endgame beat Marcus, beat the Luminarch, and applied so much pressure that I'm not saying he would have lost if the Stegodon didn't dodge, but it certainly helped. It certainly helped. It's the finals already. I mean, we've been going for like an hour and a half, so it's kind of expected, and the finals are best of 5. Yeah, it was a little disappointing damage value on the Ancient, but he did cool work. Man, yeah, the spinning attack to decapitate the Warrior Priest. Yeah. Oh man, Takoyaki, what a hero. Yeah, that was some cool stuff. What's up, Kraken, my boy? How are you? Long time no see. Hopefully we get to play again. Yeah, Taco certainly won the hearts of the people. The big alligator got vengeance for his little boy. Look how they massacred my boy. So, Ice might be mid-game, but we've got like a little 5-minute downtime here, just while the players load in, which is absolutely fine. They've deserved the break here. I brought 2 of the net skills to the point of dislike, I won't use the tank side skill. What? Oh, I think he saw that he didn't want to use the OP tank thing, so he pulled the Luminarch and said, okay, yeah, like the nets and the tank, for sure. Oh, man. Oh, so I thought Walt was talking about the battle, man, yeah. Walt's build's fucking awesome, I should probably swear, but really awesome. Corn, I will get back to as well. I've just seen your message. The answer's going to be yes. But I need to speak to CA about it because there are rules about... basically, Corn was asking, hey, do you do training battles and stuff as a tier list on Patreon? I will be happy to. The problem is I need to speak to CA first because I think it is actually illegal to profit off of the game. Oh, it's not illegal, but like you can get in problems if you're profiting off a game. I'm a content creator for them, so it's fine to profit this way. But I need to speak to him about that. I'm 100% sure it'll be fine. I know Darth Plays does the same thing. I think he will only be a few mins. No, Blackthorn's got to go. No worries, man. Thank you for tuning in, as always. Yeah, I know. I'm not meant to swear on stream. I think it's fine if you swear once or twice. There is an official schedule now, Benedict. I'm trying to organise myself. I am horrifically an unorganised person. But I'm trying to get better. So if you go to my Discord, there is a link down below. There is something called Stream Schedules. And it has today's stream and tomorrow's stream. It's also going to tell you when tournaments are. And I'll update it weekly. Normally what I'm going to try and do is on a Thursday, for example, let you know what the next week's streams will be. I normally stream Wednesday, Thursday, occasionally Friday. We may stream Friday today, but almost always Wednesday, Thursday. I work a lot the other days, and it's too hard, I'm afraid, to stream as well. I get really knackered. How was your day, Duck of War? It's actually going way better now. I had a massive headache for like the majority of the day, but like it's kind of gone, which is good. The power of you guys has saved me. It is Karak Asgul. Stallion. Tomb. Languil. Svarstahafen and Battle of Itza. Cool stuff. Every time I see you streaming, I always try to tune in and watch. Super cool content as always. Man, thank you, Kraken. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I game a lot. It's fine. I'm like low-key used to headaches. It's just the ones where like I normally take a painkiller. It's fine. But when the painkiller doesn't get rid of it, oh, you know, lots of migraines and headaches and that stuff. But it's fine. For a few reasons. It's also partly like my parents get them quite a lot, so it might be like a genetic thing. Just too big-brained, you know. Come this big brain Lizman plays. Do. And we simply wait for Chosen. Oh, 100 people watching! Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah! What a way to start off Season 8. I just want every season to be like our biggest and best yet. And this one's got off to a good start. The first games were obviously quite tense. And both players not super happy, but we got good games out of them at least. Particularly that second game was very good. And then Chosen versus Takoyaki, my god. Those games were so cool. I really liked the Taco builds. Yeah, I feel like I don't play Gelt enough, and that's the reason he's cursed me from afar. Oh no, maybe he doesn't like the maps. I think there's a nice mix. The starting team's relatively small. Crack Asgul, Languil, and Shofterhafen are really big, and Battle of Itza is just a really fun one. And it's relatively small deployment zones. What's up, Anki? I'm back. The problem is that the cache fills quickly, and I only have 8GB RAM. Oh no, yeah, it can really fill up quite a lot. Yeah, exactly. We've had like really good games, so I'm very happy. Hope you guys are enjoying again. If you are, feel free to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you want to support the channel, there are links down below to Patreon, donations, all that kind of standard stuff. You can become a member here on YouTube and get a nifty little duck icon, like Black Thorns there, for example. But yeah, but also, you know, you guys being here is supporting, and I really appreciate it. There's a link to Nexus as well, but I've been offered a partnership with someone else, which I'm probably just going to accept, because I'll lose a little bit of money, because I won't get my Nexus money, but they offer like early access to certain games and that kind of stuff. Hopefully to Darktide. I'm going to message them about it, but I need to get onto them and talk to them about it. Honestly, Anki, laptops are very useful and more flexible in the workspace and home, but I would recommend getting a PC. They're so much easier to fix and upgrade, and I think long term they actually cost less. Real human being says he will cry if you don't bring Kazrak Rush. Just saying. Oh no, your game crashed right after. That sucks, man. Yeah, Total War's a demanding game to run. There's a lot going on in one go. He better get some tissues ready. Ooh. That can mean two things. Go to sleep? No worries, Benedict. No worries, bud. Feel free to. This obviously will be uploaded like usual. I don't think it's against Lizardmen. Chosen One's not back yet. I'll give him a few minutes. Oh, he's here. Wait. So, what's the map? List of maps are up above. And let's have a look. I believe it is Chosen One to pick and ban, but let me just double check. It is indeed. I need to update their scores as well, but that's fine. That was 2-0 to Chosen. And it is Chosen to pick and ban. So let's quickly revert these scores back down to 0. Though it was 2-0 to Chosen One, not the 1-0 that it was displayed. And let's go and change Taco. Well played to him though. Always love to have him in events. He's a really cool dude. And let's go Ice Power. Boop! And we're back. Chosen One. Man, I don't want to say I love you live on stream, but coming out the gate with the Lizardmen picks. A man of my own heart. What a hero. Lizardmen, banning Vampires, banning Skaven. And I think, honestly, Lizardmen are a really good competitive first pick. I always have to root for the Mighty Cows. Oh, for sure. Hey, Gojira Gaming! What up, man? How are you? I have a mighty gaming laptop, but it's almost 4 to 5 years old, looking to build a real PC soon. So I have no PC knowledge. Pin that out there now. I'm an idiot when it comes to technology half time. Didn't understand it. So I went to a shop, I actually went to Game, which you'd think would be a really bad place to buy like a real, you know, they're just going to sell you something a little bit dodgy maybe. Or not dodgy, but just overpriced, not very good. But I spoke to someone who worked for Game, but wasn't currently working. And they went through all their pre-built PCs with me. And I was like, right, I want to play Total Warhammer. I want to be able to play it at the best settings possible, and I want to be able to stream it at the same time. And he looked at it and was like, get this PC. And I got that one, and I've had it now for nearly 2 years, I think. Maybe not quite 2 years. When did I start the channel? I started the channel, like, honestly, a couple of weeks after I got the PC. So I don't know when I got it. 2019, I think. And it still runs everything on Ultra, super quick to load up. And I have no complaints. So whoever that person is, though you will probably never watch this stream, and I don't know your name, you're the best. As a true-blooded Imperial, I see Lizardmen as a sort of beasts. Begin the hunt, says Hadrius. Oh, I love to see it. I actually like Norska. A lot of people call them trash. I I think Norska are okay. I would love to see them get updated, but yeah. And we get the Dark Elf boys. I really like this. So I said before he didn't like this matchup, which is quite interesting. Maybe just trying to get the win early on, bring out his big boys. But I actually still really like this for Dark Elves. You get like 2 Shades, 2 Dark Shards, 2 Bolt Throwers, 2 Harpies, 2 Pterodons, a load of Chaff, a load of Dark Riders, maybe some Witch Elves. Marathi, you'd be pretty set. You are pretty set. Oh, Hades, if you missed it, man. We just saw some top tier Empire play. It was really good fun. Although, actually I won't spoil it in case you want to go back. So Chosen One still has Skaven in the back pocket. Right, so that's his like main faction, who he's really good with. He's actually a very talented Dark Elf player as well. So it's a little risky though, I find, bringing someone's main against them. Because they know the weaknesses and strengths, right? Which can be a bit of a problem. Real human being, don't worry. I think we're going to see some more Skaven. Yeah, I don't like the whole power creep talk. I have mixed feelings about. People really overplay it, but for sure, if you don't get updated, yeah, you do get left in the dust, 100%. And a lot of the time, it's also just down to the fact you lose variety. I don't think Seiya deliberately going, oh my god, let's make this new unit we're releasing amazingly OP so everyone will buy our DLC and play them. Because I don't think they look at multiplayer as the main selling point. So they just try and make a balance for campaign. And units that are powerful in campaign are different to multiplayer. But yeah, I 100% agree. Like, the power creep is real. The more units you get, the better chance you have of getting better units. And also being more versatile. But likewise, when the Lizardmen improved their roster through DLCs, they haven't really gotten that much more powerful. A little bit, for sure. And again, it adds that versatility, but most of their really powerful units are kind of base game ones. Yeah, the Pendulum Boat nerf certainly hit them hard. I just want everyone to get off my roof. What? Oh, okay, don't worry. I didn't see the post messages. These lads are good to go. Let's hop in here. And this is the best of 5 finals. I'm hoping it goes all the way. I'm hoping it does. Because the other 2 games have been 2-0 so far. Well, people say this, like, make stuff extra strong, but a lot of DLCs, like, haven't made stuff strong. Like Rakarth, for example. He was free, though, so I guess that's a bit different. But yeah, obviously you will get... Oh, sorry, I dropped something. You will get a lot of bonuses, obviously, with new DLCs. Of course. But the main thing at the moment, I think, is just really them tying to Warhammer 1 and 2 together. Just update the Beastmen. They need it the most. Northco will probably get love into Warhammer 3. So tie the Beastmen to one of the remaining total Warhammer 2 factions, which need more DLCs. It's going to be Dark Elves or Lizardmen. It's the only 2 I can think of, because you're not going to do DLC with DLC with DLC type thing. And by that I mean you're not going to see Beastmen who are a DLC faction for a game, and then Vampire Coast. 2 DLCs needed. So we've got the hiccups as well, so apologies about that. As for Ice Power, let's go for his build. So it's his beloved Dark Elves. Has he brought his mum this time? No, he hasn't. Disappointed Ice Power. 0 and 2 with Marathi, but he is a 1-0 victory-wise so far. Blink Swords and Dread Spears. Spears go on the flanks as is tradition. Dotting a nice defensive formation. Triple Dark Shards. Double Bolt Throwers. Some Cavalry in the back burners. Dark Riders as well as Cold One Dread Knights. 2 units, in fact. Very good in this matchup. Can easily run over Chameleons without taking any damage. 120 armor is brutal. And can grind down the enemy cavalry as well, particularly when supported in the sky by Malekith. I have a mixed feelings about Malekith in this matchup. Soul Sealer is going to be his only spell. Him and Marathi are both fine here in my opinion. I think they're both good. For the forces of not so chosen one, we have Pterodon Riders lurking in the wings. It's going to be very key to get them on top of big targets. We have triple Chameleon Skinks. We have Saurus Warriors mixed in with Cohort of Sotek and Red Crested Skinks. Looks like a pretty similar front line actually to what we just saw from him. Skink cohorts with Javelins, Cold One Spear Riders, Feral Bastillodons. Well, 1 Feral Bastillodon, 1 Feral Stegodon. Let's just give him a little... Oh, look, he's hurt his horn from that previous fight. Let's give him a little neck rub. There we go. Just to let him know that he did good last battle. And we have Kroggar on foot! It's Footgar! Man, we're seeing all the cool lords today. Coming in with Hand of the Gods as well as Sacred Spawning of Hwattle. Let's see who we have. We have the Skink Priest, resurrected from the dead. Flock of Doom, Manticore Summon. Good picks all round. I think Manticore Summon can be key here. Chameleon Skinks can deal with Malekith rather well. This could honestly come down to the Pterodons. The Pterodons need to shut down, probably not even the Bolt Throws. The Dark Shards, I think, are a bigger threat. Because it's going to be hard to do it in the front line, because the Cold One Dread Knights can pin in place the large dinosaurs. But no High Elf Executioners, no Witch Elves. Could end up being a bit of a problem if the Saurus and Skinks can grind down the enemy. It's going to be a fun one. Looks like the guys are pretty much good to go. Everyone hates... Oh, Dark Elf Executioner Lord! Oh man, Hadri's, that'd be awesome! That'd be really cool. Oh, he's trying to win my heart. He knows exactly what he's doing. Loves the Power Glove. Like, people really hate Chameleon Skinks, and I am biased because I'm a Lizardman fan, and I think they are very powerful, but I don't think they're, like, obnoxious. Like, if you know how to play against Chameleon Skinks, you just chuck, Bleak Swords at them. Like, they're not going to do any damage. They're just going to waste ammo. But they are a very good unit, but a little bit overhated, I think, for the most part. I think, like, Forest Goblin Spider Riders and those type of units are way more effective than Chameleon Skinks because of their speed and so forth. Ferrocodon is duking back and forth, which is certainly not a bad idea. Oh, this little rock as well is forming part of the battle line, allowing the Dark Elves to extend a little bit further, which is quite nice. That Stodon seems to be moving through sludge right now, taking shot after shot to the face. Really wants to hop towards the trees, maybe beeline it around these rocks, or just move a little bit closer to the rocks to try and get a little bit of a safe haven. Though a lot of shots have come in, he's managed to juke a lot of them, but is now, oh my god, just as I say that, Commentator's Curse hits, and I apologise, Chosen One, and Mighty Stegodon takes 5 consecutive shots to the face. Now, is Ice Power paying attention? This is huge. Pterodons have got in, and it looks like he is. Dark Shards turn to engage. Pterodon Riders looking to go for the suicide bombing run. Is it going to be worth it? We'll have to wait and see. They get them offline. They now immediately need to flee. They immediately need to get out of here. Because the problem is, neither of these guys were the Pohawk Sentinels. So normally what they need to do now is sit on top of the Bolt Throwers and shoot. So yeah, you got a load of damage value, but you actually did nothing. Because the Bolt Throwers still have all 3 pieces operational. So the damage output is absolutely the same. A massive long-range Yeetie Hand of the God comes in and misses most of its shots. Some of them do engage. The Hand of the Gods, from my personal experience with Lizardmen, is best used at a medium range. Long range, you tend to miss a few shots and lacks a bit of punch. And likewise, close range, you're opening up misses. Ferrocodon is going to put, unfortunately, in the trash can this game. He did a really good job last game, so he's a bit tired, of course. And it looks like Malekith is maybe going to come and finish him off with a breath attack even. Skinks with Javelins float out to this side though to start applying some pressure. And you can see that Dark Shard middle pocket is just so happy right now. This is the reason I think this matchup's actually quite good for Dark Elves. But if you slip up once, it can be over. Pterodon Riders are dancing on top of the Bolt Throwers. Luckily, Ice Power did keep his cavalry in reserve. And the Bolt Throwers are looking a little bit scared now. Pterodon Riders need to get back down on them. Crocky G is... actually doing okay. He's been charged by a dragon, but Krokgar is one of the greatest warriors in the existence of any universe. I'm heavily biased because Krokgar's my favourite, but doing good damage to Malekith in return. For a Manticore, going to follow that punch up, but a well-placed Soul Stealer going to come in, do some good damage, but Malekith gets stuttered there by the Manticore, which is pretty huge. And now Malekith is stuttering again by the Manticore, allowing Krokgar to get some really nice damage. Chameleon Skinks have floated into the back line with the support of some Cold One Spear cavalry, though they're about to fight some Dread Knights and get charged by them, which is really bad news. Skink Priest of Beast somehow finds himself behind enemy lines, shutting down a Bolt Thrower. Pterodons have been sacrificed on those Bolt Throwers. All round good Pterodon play. Malekith, though, standing way too long in fight with Manticore. And nearly breaking. If there's a Hand of the Gods, this would be the time to use it, like that kind of range. But it looks like he's going to be able to get up and escape. However, Skink cohorts are now flooding into the back lines with the support of cohort of Sotek and 74 Saurus Warriors. That is huge in the end game here. Second unit is getting shut down. Oh no! A miscast by someone, a Flock of Doom, or a pop by Malekith might have gone down there. That can sometimes happen when you click somewhere it doesn't register and you click off and then it goes to the wrong place. Lizardmen kind of getting a little bunch up here though. Leave one Saurus Warrior to drill with Dread Spears, get the other and the Red Crest of Skinks pushing it into the back line. Balance power is Lizardman favoured now. Manticore has given up the chase of Malekith and we are going to see a fat Soul Stealer come down once more, which is just here to try and top Malekith. Okay, you're not going to get the best targets, but the Hand of the Gods comes down range, spanking the dragon of Malekith, but he holds the line. That Soul Stealer was huge. huge, because otherwise he probably would have broken. Both for a crew are getting dealt with, though. Kroq-Gar, the boy, the man, the myth, the dino, the legend, does massive damage, and Malekith Soulstealer basically just kind of levels out. However, I think this is probably a Dark Elf victory right now, if we have an overlook at the battlefield. There's breath attacks from Malekith to come down. Both throws have been shut down, but we have Dark Shard still. The majority of the infantry for the Lisbon is done for, and there is still a lot of Cold One Dread Knights. So I think this is pretty heavily favoured in the Dark Elf favour, despite the fact there was some really good Hand of the Gods and other such spells right there. Dread Spears are getting dragged down by Kroq-G, 40 kills. Skink Coles with Javelin's doing a good job. And the mighty Malekith is very beat up, but he's simply not going to put him in any dangerous situations. Both Dark Shards are now online once again, and the mobility game has certainly been won by the Dark Elves. So the Cold One Dread Knights can be brought back here and simply protect the Dark Shards from enemy problems. But we still have two Chameleon Skinks, which are causing a bit of problems, and actually one unit of Dread Knights is going to go down here, because they rampage into Saurus, who will be able to finish them off. On this far flank, Cold of Sotek going to do a good job as well at bringing down the Spears. But with loads of Dark Elves rallying here, Spearmen and Bleak Swords pushing their way through. Kroq-G has used up both his Hand of the Gods. We still have a Feral Bastillodon, but it doesn't really have much punch, particularly when it gets charged by a very scary Angry Dragon, which breathes not consumed straight into his face. And he's only going to get one attack animation in, maybe, before breaking and getting slaughtered. Balance power quite heavily in favour now of Ice Power and the Dark Elves. Kroq-G getting into a good engagement, though, up against the Dread Knights, supported by the Chameleon Skinks, is on the end of the world. Saurus Warriors doing a pretty solid job forcing off that last, or the second to last unit of Cold One Dread Knights. The other one is pushing through, aiming at those Chameleons. Good target priority, realising that Kroq-Gar won't be able to chase them for too long. And there's no, I think we've seen both the Manticore Summons, maybe? But either way, I think the Skin Priest is dealt with, because the Manticore Summon now would turn this game on its head, and we saw a game earlier on flip on its head. Looks like Chosen One is saying GG, thinking a friend in the tower. Dark Shards raining in firepower. Kroq-Gar can unfortunately get cycled to death when he's on foot like this. Compared when he's on Grimlock, he punches quite hard for dragons. But I think I actually like the foot guard here, because those bolt throws would have just been lined for him. And he can go a little bit wider. The Cold Dread Knights are going to be getting one or two put down in the trash can. I love how tall Kroq-Gar is. Like, he's like super hunched over, and he's still nearly the height of an enemy cavalry. Kills a Dread Knight, drags him down, spits in his face, and goes on to the next one. And he will continue to do so till he dies. We will look away if he breaks, because, you know, I don't like to think of my boy running away. Chameleon Skinks are being harassed here by the Cold One Dread Knights, who are being eventually dealt with. Chameleon Skinks have done a really good job here, but Chosen One's going to bow out, and I think that was pretty much game there. That was some cool stuff. That was some very cool stuff, though. Close game, GG's to both these guys, but Ice Power shall be taking the initiative in this best of 5 series. Malekith, 1.7k damage value, not too shabby. Maybe he's better than Marathi because of his extra HP to deal with Chameleons, might be a good idea. Dark Shards, really good play. 920, 1,300, 589 on them. The Reef Bolt Throws are faring a little bit worse, although they technically got value by forcing the Pterodons to kill themselves. The Cold Dread Knights, a really niche unit normally, but can work very well in this matchup. Ice Power, a forefront of the Dark Elf meta, showing their steel. 1.5 damage value, 1,000 on this one. As for not Chosen One, Kroq-Gar, 1,356 damage value, not too bad with him on foot. And Saurus crossboarded okay. Nothing crazy, to be honest. Chameleon Skinks, 768 damage value, 771, 488, so nothing too crazy, though they got some good targets and used up most of their ammunition. The stayed on 99, sad day for him, and the large creatures kind of fared quite poorly. GG. Did you use Hand of Gods? Yes. I misclicked Overcast Flock of Doom on the ground. It was that one. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, one hand of the god slapped the dragon. That was, yeah, brutal. A brutal hit there. So up next, we have a Starling Tomb. The maps are already up. Yep. Was flying away in the late game, yeah. But a Starling Tomb is the map. Actually, let's let them know before I update. Let's update the scoreboard first. Map is set. All maps are listed above as well. Cool. Let's update the scoreboard. So, Chosen One coming through. 1-0. Having a strong tournament so far. He's also sharing his point of view. Very talented YouTuber. I do enjoy his commentary quite a bit. I was watching it before we started this, actually. Yeah, that Hand of the Gods, damn, is the best way of describing that. GG's, man. Dragon Malekith, yeah, used to be meta, didn't he, as well? It's quite interesting. But I think against the Lizard Men, he's still very competitive. Oh, we can't scroll. Oh, no worries. Scroll doesn't go that far. Oh, no. So maps are this one. Ingwill. Schwarzenhafen. And Battle of Itza. Boop. Little smiley. Cool. Good to see. These guys having a pretty close game. Pretty close first game. I honestly want this to go all the way. And these guys, I think, are very evenly matched. I haven't seen Chosen One in so many tournaments. Since Ice Power kind of came into the game. Chosen One's been around for a long, long time. But let's have a little quick look, actually. There is a tab on my Discord called the Hall of Champions, where you can see who won all the previous ones. Actually, need to unblock the last one. But Chosen One won Season 2. That was a long time ago. So the winners so far, Zappy Sane, Chosen One, King of the Dead, Talaxlan, Soothslayer, Flying Taco, Krablin. I won't let loose the who won the last season just yet, in case you guys have discovered me recently. If you have, hello! But you can go back and watch it. But yes, yes. And we may well have a sponsor this year. They messaged me about it. I need to message them back and stuff. But the winner may get a free copy of Total Warhammer 3, which is kind of cool. Oh, Park Map knows all, trust me. Trust me. Ice Power is going to go Lizardmen. Oh, you guys trying to win my fave with the Lizardmen after Lizardman pick. With Lizardmen banning Dwarfs and Skaven, he is open to the Vampirates. Personally, yeah, okay, it was inevitable. I know Ice Power said he has been practicing this. I think the Lizardman Dire matchup is a lot more even than this matchup. Both probably slightly favoured. Well, Dwarfs is slightly favoured to them, probably. Coast heavily favoured towards them. Now, Lizardmen have a load of good tools to have Lizardmen, particularly on smaller maps, and Siren Team's not a huge map. You can go Thunderous One, Mazdamundi on a steg, and you're like, oh my god, that's a bucket ton of large things to shoot. Then get a load of Skink Skirmishers, load of Pterodons to shoot Slayers and shut down the enemy range, and you just pile drive in. And if you can get rid of the enemy guns and Slayers effectively, Mazdamundi and the Thunderous One will kill the entirety of the Dwarf build. They kill all their characters very quickly, and you've got Banishments, which are really nice. A Ruination of Cities is very good. You've got Healing with Apotheosis. It's just very scary. It's a scary mess. It is a scary mess for sure. But I'm interested to see how Ice Power takes this. So the way I play it, if I am Lizardmen, well, there's two ways. There's two ways. If I'm feeling particularly spicy, what I'll do is put on the Shredder of Illustria, Crocky G on Grimlock, as the max number of Pterodons you're physically allowed, all Fire Leech Bowlers and the Pohawk Sentinels, and I bomb rush you with a load of skinks. And I just run at you, and I pray, and I scream and I pray. And you use the Fire Leech Bowlers to take down the enemy range troops, bomb cannons, and then just shoot handgunners and mobs and all that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about bombers in this build, and you just go after key targets with the big dinos. Now, this can actually work, but it is the full-on Hail Mary nutcase strategy. Erev Carvage actually cast me doing it once, which was really good fun. I love Erev Carvage, he's such a nice dude. But realistically, the way you want to play this normally, Skink Caster with Manticore Summon, Flock of Doom. Crookgar on Horned One with Hand of the Gods. Saurus Scarvetchen on a Horned One, or a Cold One. And then an insane number of Saurus Warriors, Skinks, Skink Javelin cohorts, very key. Load of Chameleon Skinks, and yeah, Co of Sotek. Yeah, Renation of Hopes is kind of like a gambling mechanic. Yeah, I agree. It's like, hey, am I going to hit today? Probably not, but maybe. Oh man, sometimes Ruination can just turn a game on its head. One way or another, though. One way or another. Sometimes it can really horribly backfire. which is always sad. Let's check the Discord. Make sure we're all good. And once again, guys, if you are a little sad you get playing this tournament, or you want to play in a fun, cheeky little tournament, you can do. Tomorrow, we have the One Build Battle Royale tournament. All you need to do, join my Discord, put your name down in the correct channel, which is the One Build Battle Royale tournament channel, and 3 factions you would not like to play. And I'll randomly give you a faction and an army that you must stick with for the entirety of the tournament. Say charges you $1 each time you cast your nation. Oh, they charge you $5 for a gap so you can aim it. That'd be kind of funny. You can low-key aim banishments very briefly for a matter of seconds. It will initially start traveling in the direction you cast it. But the ruination doesn't work in the same way, I don't think, sadly. Like, the first shot doesn't, like, guarantee you go down the line. That wouldn't be a change I wouldn't mind. Like, the first shot goes forward and then the rest of the shots are random. But maybe you can aim it. So it's just where he's looking. So it's a little bit harder, so it's not too OP. Cool, Ice Power's ready. Man, the guys whipping out the dinos early on. Massive shout out to both these two champs. Nope, looks like Chosen's going to fiddle around with his build a little longer. And we are ready to rumble. Boo, 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 boo. A Starling Tomb. Let's have a sip of our drink to keep me alive. It's so hot here today. That crisp duck water. I've like rolled all my sleeves up and all my trousers. Cool. Oh hell yeah, ice. Is that a foot slam? Oh my god, this build is looking naughty. Temple Guard! What a madman! Okay. Oh my god. Both, okay, neither builds stuff I would predict. So, well, the Lizardman build's not too far off. So we have Chameleon Skinks, dodge through the front line, right? And double Skink Chief. Interesting. Do a lot of pressure to Luther Harkin, well, it looks like his opponent hasn't done that, which is a little bit of a sad gamble with the Skink Chiefs. Main battle line will be Source Wars with Shields, Cohort of Sotek. Yeah, load of Skinks, load of Saurus. But interestingly, we have a unit of Temple Guard. Is it just the one? It is. I guess it's a nice little answer to Krabos in case your opponent has brought them, but I expect them to be focused down quite hard here. We do have a Slan Mage Priest of Fire Magic, Burn Head, Flamesword, Rune, Fireball, the competitive toolkit, which I take pretty much every time. Cascade and Firecloak's also very good. And Flamestorm and soon the other one, whatever it's called, all have pretty good uses as well, but still. We also have the Banishment, Shield of the Odd Ones, pretty standard stuff. So very wide, few units of cavalry as well. Cold One Riders, or just the one unit in fact. It's an interesting build. I'm very excited to see how it kind of works out here. And he may have got the perfect counter because Chosen One in his hubris has forgot about the Slam, the mighty Slam. And he has 4 units of Sirens. Burn Heads are going to be crucial to this game. We have Zombie Pyrodeck Mobs dotted through the front line, backed up by a bucket ton of the handgunners, as to be expected. The Leadership Call, though, no double crab, which is interesting. Oh my god, what is this? Chosen One bringing an arrowless Assault Spite. What a mad lad. Coming in with the Spearfisher's Net and Manon's Luck, as well as the Vampire Fleet Captain of Vampires, Invocation Heck, Raised Dead, standard stuff there. That is a cool pick, and not without merit as well. Very good dealing with large creatures. We have Gunnery Mob Bombers dotted throughout, and we have just 2 Carronades there. And we have some Scary Dogs waiting in the wings, which is always good to see, just the one unit on the far side. Man, I have no idea how this is going to go. It really could come down to, can Slan survive? And what he could do is just scoot his boot up to this part of the forest, because Slans can hide in trees. I mean, they're frogs, it makes sense, right? So they can hide behind a tree, and maybe he'll be able to reach if the coast player does decide to advance a little bit. The Net plus Wind of Death. He doesn't have a net on him, do they? No one coming across either, I'm afraid. The Red Chili Slan has been brought out. Here to bring the pain. And instantly a Fireball is popped. And it is going to be going probably after the Captain. Nope, instantly going after a Carronade. Silly ducky, of course he is. And one Carronade has been exploded already. Beautiful cast there by the Slan, actually going through the trees. And now he's moving up into the trees, which is hilarious. Because he shouldn't be able to take too much fire now. He should be able to hide. But, oh, it looks like he's too close maybe to the enemy, which seems odd. He's getting a lot. Oh my god, so many cannon shots onto the fat toad. He needs to hide behind the trees. It's the only way. Big Burner Head's going to come down the line. He wants to get this off, but it is noticed by Chosen One. A tad late, as the bombers do take about half health, and he pops a banishment as well. Might be worth saying that for the Sirens, but I understand the need to take off the enemy range, particularly on this side of the battlefield, and now he can quite happily fall back to the tree line, and Skink's pushing through, hopping straight on the bombers. Saurus, oh my god, Burner Head's going to go all the way through. Beautiful play. Lovely Spearfish net, though, goes down on the Skink cohort. Pin him in place, but alas, it was just too late. Though a load of fire is pouring in, Saurus Warriors starting to break down the front line. Sirens are dueling the Saurus, which will be a bit of a grind fest. And 2 units versus 1, Sirens may well start to suffer here. We do have the Column Riders, who are waiting in the wings, coming back to fight once more. Lovely little summon by Chosen in the back burners. Can now unleash shots into the flank of the Temple Guard, who started to push up on to Salt Spite. He does have Man's Luck currently popped, dealing damage to that little Skink Chief who dreams, but there is a Shielded God ones here as well, and the bombers are going to be going down. Saurus Warriors continue to push in towards the back line. More fire pressure coming in by those handgunners on the Saurus Warriors with shields. Cold Knights, yeah, need to get aggressive. Don't really want to duel the Sirens. Sotek as well, unfortunately, getting a little bit butchered. We're going to see another Burning Head come down, and it is missed. A beautiful cast. It's so hard to dodge that spell. It's very quick wind-up time. Sirens obliterated, allowing the Saurus and Temple Guard to pour in, which is huge because look at the range power coming down on that Slann. Slans, I have mixed feelings about trying to assassinate them, because if you get them offline, it is such a huge investment gone. Winter Magic, enemy general, but they're thick boys, and they have a lot of health, but the cannon's doing good work, down to 1,700 HP. I think it is worth going for the kill there. Aran's Assault Spite has found herself tied up with a little Skink Chief, doing good damage, but there's a load of Skinks firing shots in. It seems like a fireball is going to come down line, trying to finish off, but she rolls! She rolls out the way, movie hero style. Skodogs have sprung their trap, looking to come to the back lines and help protect the handgunners, who are pivotal for winning this game. There's a lot of Saurus and a lot of Skinks left, though, on the field. You can apply pressure, but don't forget summons. Poor little Slar Mage Priest has broken, and this is a disaster here for Ice Power, because he can no longer juke. 325 health left. Cannon shots come in. If they connect, which they missed. Oh no, let's see. That was only one cannon, I think. Cold Blood's been popped. Does that cannon not want to shoot? Temple Guard pushing through. They're protecting their lord, even though they're not near their lord. They realise the main threat is the carronades. Scooby Dog, sacrifice yourselves here to hold back the Temple Guard. Allow the cannons to get one more volley off, because the Slann has indeed rallied. I think shots went down in the deep one more time. No, the Slann survives. That is huge. Absolutely huge. The Cold Ones do manage to actually shut down one of the carronades, which is really good news by them. But they get netted, and now the zombie pirate gunning mobs can crossfire into them, slowly whittle them down. Aran's Assault Spite again very low. She doesn't really want to be mixed up with Saurus. Looks like the cannons did finally manage to kill that Slann. Balance power, though, still, despite the loss of their lord, in favour of the Lizardmen, but only just. Handgunners still can be really key here. If they can get the Skinks off the field, Sirens doing a good job, and now these Sirens have just become 50 times harder to kill because you have no magic left. And they can be healed. Doing a good job down here, Butcher and Saurus Warriors. They can kite against the Chameleon Skinks because of that resistance. Yeah, that could be pretty huge, actually. If the caster's still alive, looks like they are, bunch up the Sirens, get the healing on them. 45 Sirens here is massive, massive work. That I don't know if my beloved Lizardman can pull off. I mean, if anyone can, it is Ice Power. He has a lot of troops, and he's going to grind down this unit on the right-hand side, which is a really good catch by him. The other Sirens being used just to hunt the Chameleon Skinks, but honestly, they may start to crumble from this because they've taken so much damage. I really think pulling back the Sirens to heal them up is going to be the better of the plays, and also you can protect your carronades, and yeah, they don't have the best targets left anymore, but they can still shoot Saurus Warriors and do pretty good work. Handgunners, unfortunately, getting shut down by Chameleon Skinks, though, which is a really nice pick there for Ice Power. Carronade is going to fire one or two last shots in, probably on the hot off the artillery piece, and wrap around to one of the old artillery pieces, unless, I don't know if they crumble as well, like the actual models. There are some Cold One Rise in the back lines, which is pretty useful stuff. Sirens are finishing off Saurus Warriors, though. They're not going to be able to last too long there, but we still have this cavalry unit coming in, which is pretty huge. And, yeah, Aran's Assault Spite isolated alone. Temple Guard driving up the hill, maybe looking for a pin with the Cold One Riders, but unfortunately they get pinned themselves between Scurvy Dogs and a bucket ton of bullets. Zombie Pirate Gunning Mob summons. So powerful if used correctly. Oh no! Vampire Fleet Captain overcasts, tanks her health, and then the Chameleon Skinks kill her. That is massive because now there's no healing. Both players losing their caster. There's one. Gunning Mob is going to be brought back to the field, but Chameleon Skinks basically have ammo, so I don't think it's worth it whatsoever. Probably firing into the Saurus Warriors is best. Such a close game here. The Skink Carl's probably going to be going down. Temple Guard continue to chase Araness Assault Spite, who's trying to run to the help of her Sirens. Balance Power is very heavily in the favour now of the Lizard Men. Losing the only healing here was huge. I definitely think the Siren should have been pulled back. Overcast Invocation of Heck on them, though I do like the Going Mob summons. This one was a mistake, but maybe it was looking to try and save the Admiral, who kind of got a little bit out of position. And it looks like Ice Power means business today. Coming in with a almost guaranteed victory now because Armor losses will set in. And these units will crumble, unfortunately, though they, maybe they can, so there's kind of just too many units here to drag them down. Particularly when that summon goes, I think army losses will kick in, but Lizardmen dominance so far by Mr. Ice Power, and it is 2-0. The Stripole dance moves, oh hell yeah. Oh yeah, those burning heads, man. Those burning heads did some good work. Well played, Ice Power. I do like his build. 1,700 damage on the Slann. Certainly did some good work, but it got real dicey there in the mid-game. And it looked like the Lizardmen may suffer, but they just about kept up the pressure. Temple Guard's an interesting choice. I mean, I guess he's already at 19 cap, so it's just a nice little in the bank in case your opponent has crabs. And they're probably going to get to engage the front line because your opponent's going to want to kill the Slann. This was a good map for this build because the Slann could indeed hide. Nice micromanagement with the Cauldron Cav. Community is solid, 400 damage across the board, 900 on this unit. As for not chosen one, Araness Assault Spite, only 367 damage value, is a little bit sad and his hero core suffered quite badly. Sirens put in a pretty poor shift actually. 800 damage value here is nice, 686 is okay, but the other two got butchered by those well-placed Burning Heads. Ice Power's Burning Heads have really been on point today. Hangman's got some good work though, 878 damage value, 414, 647, 557. And the cannons, yeah, 589, 1,245. They were hunting that Slann's perfect booty all day. Up next, we will be moving to Langwell. The Taunt Pistol Mob strat, oh yeah. Yeah, Nautilus definitely would have been better here. Because you now don't need to get 2 casters, and you lose the net, but I think it's definitely worth it. I think Count Nautilus changed that build quite a lot. So it's 2-0. This could be the final game of the string, guys, which I hope not, because it's been 2-0, 2-0, and then it's 2-0 currently, but this is a best of 5, luckily. Nice little structure. So, Langwella's map, if you go through this one, Schwarsterhafen and Battle of Itza. Man, I'm excited. I'm so excited. There's so much cool stuff coming, guys. So much cool Total War stuff coming. DLC, Total Warhammer 3, hopefully Total Warhammer 40k. I'll be so down for that. I prefer the fantasy setting, and even if 40k is huge, I'll probably still do both videos, I'd say. But we'll see. We'll see how my YouTube channel's doing by that point. Hopefully we're still around, still going strong. So Chosen One going Dark Elves, banning Greenskins and Bretonnia. Now it's a bit rough because Ice Power knows all the weaknesses of Dark Elves, but likewise Chosen One probably knows that, so you know, he can counter accordingly. Lots of mind games early on. Lots of mind games. Turn down the brightness on my phone so it doesn't run out of battery. It's getting a little low. I'll have a sip of a drink so my battery doesn't get low. So who's your money on, lads? ODM's very own Chosen One, or XMD's very own Ice Power. It's looking very good for Ice Power now. Looks like we're getting Empire. Which I think's solid here. I think it's very solid. I think Volkmar's nasty. Very nasty. But yeah, I'm kind of obviously rooting for the Dark Elves on this one, just because I want the games to go on more. I just want more games. Can't wait to hear what they have to say tomorrow. Heard they're going to be news for both Warhammer 3 and Warhammer 2, so I don't think it's been officially confirmed, but yeah, I did a video on this a couple of days ago. Feel free to go check it out, where I explain why I think they're going to do news on both. It's called, like, Games Workshop sent me a package or something the video. But yeah, if you go check that out, it'll explain why I think there's going to be one. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be tomorrow. So I think that it's actually a week-long event, Warhammer Skulls, with the main stream being tomorrow. But maybe we'll get it later in the week. But I don't know. I have no idea what they're doing. They just were like trying to get everyone pumped up for it. Annoyingly, I'm actually streaming. I would have live streamed the reveals and give my thoughts on it. But we're doing the one build tournament, which would be more fun anyway. And we can always do a video if there's anything exciting coming out a little bit later on. I'll be slower than the big guys, but they all get early access to this stuff anyway. So, like my videos will always be a little bit late. But I'll try and get something out that day or at least the next day. That's what I mean, Bubbington. Like, if he brings Marathi, what's Ice gonna do? Like, it's his lover. He can't just kill her. It's inhumane of him. Some getting a little doodle going there. So wait for these plays. Looks like chosen one's ready. Just waiting on ice power. How would I play this? Probably a lot of cavalry from the Empire. Looks like they're ready. But a lot of cavalry. Volkmar the Grim, I think, can do good. For the Dark Elves, lots of long-range fire support, I think. Yeah, we can, like, record... Yeah, I might rewatch. But the only problem is, like, I feel like most will be like, oh, I've already seen this news. But, like, I would love to do that. I'm really glad that they revealed it to me after I'd already set up tomorrow's stream. Because obviously I would have just moved tomorrow's stream to Friday. But I don't want to do that now, because I would clash with other streams, and yeah, players are prepared for it, so... Coolie Beans! I don't know what Coolie Beans is, that's a weird catchphrase, but here we go. Ice Power, currently in a dominant position in this best of 5, 2-0 up. What does he have in store? He has 3 company militia and a load of handgunners. It seems like he's a big fan of his handgunners in general. We have only a couple of knights of basic Empire Knights this time, though. No Knights of Blazing Sun to help protect. Volkmar the Grim, very powerful character and very good in this matchup. Mustache looking glorious as always. Does currently have a problem having a tree going through his wagon, which I think gives him a disadvantage, but he might be able to shrug that tree off. We have Bright Wizard, Cascading Firecloak, Burning Head, and Fireball. Once again, Ice Power relying on those fire magic, which he's used to great effect so far. We have 1 Great Cannon as well, load of swordsmen and spearmen, including the Sigma Sons as always, in the front line. For the forces of the Dark Elves and Chosen One, we have Malekith. So he is spare an Ice Power here. He doesn't have to fight Marathi. Malekith up in the skies, Gaze of Cain, I think that's what that's called. Oh, Gaze of Malice, damn it, so close. And Soul Stealer. Front line, mixture of Bleak Swords and Blackheart Corsairs. Interesting, we get the Pirate Boys. These guys are pretty good at slicing and dicing with their dual-bladed weapons. So we'll better butcher the enemy quite quickly. We also have the Sisters of Singing Doom, regiment-renowned Sisters of Slaughter. We have Squadron of Chariots, looks like 2 over on this right-hand side and 1 in the central position. And Cavalry, Colwyn Knights. It's interesting. Who do I favour coming out of the gate? It's really going to come down to can he get into the back line. The problem is, you hop on top of the 3 company militia, the handgunners obliterate you. You hop on top of the handgunners, cavalry, spearmen, and 3 company militia obliterate you. So it's really nasty, these kind of onion-style builds from the Empire, Dwarfs, and other such units. But I think the Empire maybe even better than Dwarfs at it because you have the mobile Empire Knights on the flanks. I know you can replace these guys with Slayers, but it's not quite the same, you know. Great Cannon, going to instantly probably be beelining for Malekith, I'd expect. But once Malekith starts duking back and forth, there's a good chance he'll switch it to the cavalry. Good luck, have fun. Awesome. Yeah, short summary video. I'll definitely do a video on it, most likely. Yeah, so the reason you got a lot of cavalry, I think, with Empire is more to protect your back line, and yeah, you can get kite by Dark Riders, but that's where you have to bring a load of bucket of handgunners and stuff, basically. Or archers. I even quite like Huntsmen in this matchup, personally. But again, it's not one I play a huge amount. What's this? Unit of Dark Riders as well in the back lines. That can be pretty huge if they can sneak into the forest and start... if, for example, Ice just like leaves this Great Cannon. Looks like he's going to protect it, but Dark Riders with shock damage, maybe I'll take it offline. Malekith is instantly beeline for the trees here, looking to hide behind them and stop any pesky fire coming at him. Although, as the the poor little Slan realised last time trees don't always protect from cannon shots. Sisters Singing Doom are one of the targets here, although probably those shots, well, no, maybe they are aimed at the Sisters rather than the Scourge Runner chariots. I think the Scourge Runners would be a good target to try to attack and envelop. Dark Elves looking to try to push round this flank and shut down the enemy. Vartmar Grim does push forward. Malekith vibing in the trees for now. It's such a nasty onion to try to break into. Looks like these guys are just saying good luck, have fun. Empire repositioning a little bit here. Volkmar pretty much has free reign to push forward because, yeah, Scourge Runner Chance can do damage, but he's going to regen over the course of the battle. So he doesn't mind taking a little bit of abuse like this, particularly when he's going to be dishing out to the Blackheart Corsairs, who are one of those units who can really push through the line quite quickly. And yeah, he's already doing some nice work there. Sisters Singing Doom getting on the flank, though, with the Dread Spears is a real big problem here for Ice Power, because the Knights can come in, they'll get rampaged onto Dread Spears, and it turns rather nasty. Malekith is deciding, you know what, I have to get engaged here, I have to push forward. And he could maybe do a breath attack down the Sigma Sun's line, but, oh, load of bullets coming in. Looks like he's going to try it, but Sigma Suns do juke backwards, not taking too much damage, and likewise, they're unbreakable. So I think sitting over here and doing it through this line would have been better, because then this unit breaks, the Blackheart Corsairs have free range into the back line. A lovely little gaze does go down on the Free Company Militia, and he lands shutting down more Free Company, but this is such a huge problem because look at the handgunners just raining in fire. Fat Burning Head does go down the line. Once again, a well-placed one by Ice Power, but Chosen One manages to dodge for the most part. And Cavalry now needs to swarm into the back line because look at Malekith just getting the absolute snot kicked out of him. Scissor Slaughter are on top of some of the Free Company Militia. Chariots have been used really aggressively. I love this play by Chosen One. Pushing them through. These are chariots. I don't care if they're skirmish chariots. They can dive in and get the damage done. Malekith taking a bit of a beating, and two handgunners still well and truly online. The others are starting to get swarmed. Chosen One putting on a pretty good display. Rather risky of Malekith, but he's made it work. And now the Empire Knights are being feasted upon. A beautiful banishment shall come down on top of a mixture of Cold War Knights, but looks like they've already disengaged, looking to hunt down the handgunners. Malekith is playing with fire, though, getting a quite danger low health-wise. Far flank going really well. Empire Knights, unfortunately for them, are out of control. Sister Slaughter being such a nice unit on this side, just rampaging units and breaking them off. Some of these Dread Spears, though, need to start pouring into the back line, though the cavalry kind of has that covered for now. Malekith is, unfortunately, doing what dragons do. He is getting stuck on the ground because he staggers. Look at these stagger animations. They last so long that Volkmar kind of just ramming up his butt is a bit of a problem for Malekith, and he's having to drag through handgunners, so he can't even take off at the moment. A lovely Soul Stealer is going to come down, though. This is a really nice Soul Stealer to try and keep him nice and healed up. He's also managed to fall back so that the handgunners can't even really shoot him properly through their Liege Lord. And he's probably going to dance over and finish off this great cannon crew. Handgunners have rallied on the left-hand flank, and a load of Empire units can come back. Likewise, Dark Elf ones. Blackheart Corsairs once again on the move. Triple Scourge Runner Chariot, though, is a threat. Still is to this day. We're a threat on release, and as a threat now. Less powerful than they were before, but still very good. Great Cannon is done for at this point. I think that just got shattered there instantly. And now the Free Company Militia are on the back ropes. Cold Knights hunting down handgunners. Squadron Chariots pushing through. A Gaze of Malice going down. Boom! Massive damage to those Free Company Militia. Should rout them off the field. And this is looking pretty good for the Dark Elves. We do have a Fireball going down range. A big problem is going to be Volkmar the Grown, but Cycle Charge and Malekith, as well as the amount of ammunition left on the Squadron Chariot, should be able to do it. What a shot by the Bright Wizard. Here Malekith, halfway across the map, although it is now on the run from the Blackheart Corsairs, and if I'm not mistaken, Elves should be a bit more fleet of foot than humans. Going to be able to catch him, slice and dice him, particularly with those attack animations, but Blackheart Corsairs are finding a kind of inspired force here from the Empire. Spearmen coming back, Empire Knights coming back, and going to be able to isolate this part of the battle. We're going to see a Fireball once again, maybe come down, but oh no, an Empire Knight walks straight on into the shot and eats the bullet instead. One of those Scourge Runner Chariots thanking the Dark Elf gods at the moment, maybe Cain himself. Handgunners have been dealt with. This is a scary amount of Scourge Runner Chariots. I also feel like there's one or two more Soul Stealers left in the bank from Malekith, and that could be pretty huge in any kind of big lasting engagements. Scourge Runner Chariots probably maybe want to hold their ammo till the final engagement is going to happen, and then you pour it on Volkmar, otherwise he's just going to regen it up. Handgunners are being saved here. Beautiful micro so far by Ice Power, continuously putting pressure on with these fireballs, and he's connecting with every single one of them. He's also driving off a lot of the isolated Dark Elf units and saving his own. Really good late game management so far by Ice, but likewise Chosen One finding some Sigma Suns, just going to fish them off over here, Gonna chase off handgunners and bring back my Sisters of Singing Doom. Though they have a low model count, will be huge here if they can rampage Empire Knights and other such units. Squadron Chariots decide we're going to use our ammunition up on the Knights, which isn't a bad idea. They can also cycle charge the Free Company Militia when the final fight does start to occur. And yeah, Empire Knight's going down, even Volkmar taking a few punches. Another fireball comes in. Malekith, only 1,400 health, tries to juke, but he's only... Oh my god, just about! He gets clipped. Only 200 health though, not a direct hit. What did this tree ever do to you, Bright Wizard? As it does manage to survive the fire though, so maybe a chaotic tree for sure. Knights are starting to rally. Squadron Chariots going to try to get their value where possible, which I certainly understand. A lot of the Dark Elf units have come back. Sisters of Singing Doom are making their advances all the way over here on the Spearmen. We also have 77 Dread Spears trying to come back to the front line, and 86. So I certainly understand the Dark Elves wanting to slow the game down just a little bit now. Squadron Chariots going to continue to fight. And yet another fireball comes in. Malekith is definitely in need of a fat Soul Stealer, and he takes it again. 1,000 HP. This is starting to look pretty worrying. Balance power is in favour of the Dark Elves, but all these troops are clumped up. A Soul Stealer, I think, going on the Bright Wizard and the Free Company Militia would be the play here. Dark Riders going for a suicide charge. Now, if they can box in all these units and get followed up by a Soul Stealer, that'd be lovely, but we do have a Grand Shield of Faith going down. And Free Company Militia do manage to retreat. Empire Knights clearing up the Corsairs in the distance. In come the Sisters of Singing Doom, and that could be pretty huge. Squadron Chariots trying to ignore Volkmar where possible and push through onto the Free Company Militia, but they're being caught up here. Malekith, another fireball! How's he had so many so quickly? My god. He's going to be popping in. Malekith getting danger low. He needs a Soul Stealer right this second. And it looks like, is one going to come in? I don't even know. Big breath attack coming down on Volkmar the Grim, doing some massive damage. Are we going to see that Soul Stealer commit? In the back lines, I don't know what's that spell that is coming in. Sisters of Singing Doom decide to flee. Oh, it's a banishment, protecting the Bright Wizard a little while longer, which is a huge win condition right now for the forces of the Empire, because those fireballs can kill Malekith. He should just hunt the Bright Wizard. Get the Squadron Chariots over there, get Malekith over there, but another fireball's coming in. That's like 6 or 7 so far, I think. Malekith takes the hit again. I don't know why there's no Soul Stealers. Surely he has enough Winds of Magic by now, surely. It's 18, I suppose. I Soul Stealer. Yeah, 18. Maybe not. Maybe he's still saving. And now the Bright Wizard has been rampaged, which is huge. But Malekith may well rout off the field of battle at this moment. Now we're getting that Soul Stealer come down. Woof. Leaving it as physically late as possible. That's going to heal him up, but not a crazy amount. It didn't catch many units. It is just Volkmar here. The Bright Wizard is being dealt with. He's terrified, but he needs to ensure he goes off the field. And it's Volkmar versus the world. Empire Knights are coming back, but likewise are 2 units of Dread Spears. 86 and 77. Very good units to deal with Volkmar, though he will be able to do a ton of damage as well. It looks like Volkmar's been rampaged, so he's out of control. Big breath attack comes down, can no longer be juked. Dark Elves OP, man! Dark Elves OP! Heard it here first. Volkmar is rampaging, so he's not going to be able to target down Malekith. 1,000 HP, he gets a few hits on him. Looks like he's actually going after the big boy. Core Knights are kind of blocking his path, though. And Malekith at this point just wants to, once he's turned his back on the enemy, just get up in the skies, start cycle charging down again, like he's doing with the Cold One Knights. And this has been some really, really fantastic play by both these players once more. And but I'm so happy we're getting more games, because these guys are so evenly matched. Too many Dread Spears are left on the field. Volkmar is trying to go after Malekith, who has 1,000 HP. He may even be able to stand and fight this at this point, but I would probably risk just getting out of there, charging down the Empire Knights so they can't rear charge, and then coming to finish off Volkmar, but that might be being a little bit too cautious. Chosen One likes living on the edge. It's a little scary though. Malekith only 1,000 HP. Volkmar is down though to 595. Squadron Chariots disengaged to fend off those Empire Knights. Army losses sets in. Malekith not really taking much damage there from the big shots coming by Volkmar, who's down to 180. And we have the epic duel of duels. There is only one god, and his name is Death. Man, that was awesome. That was so awesome. Yeah, Soul Stealer never miscast, I don't think. Well, you just heal yourself up anyway, wouldn't you? But very well played to these two champs. That was an insane game. Volkmar the Grim trying to carry in the death. 2,114 damage value. But, like, this Bright Wizard. Fireball! Fireball! What's this? Another fireball! Almost all of them connecting, despite Chosen One's best attempts to dodge. 1.2k damage value. Nearly winning the game in the death there for Ice Power. Across the board, State Troops obviously didn't do too much. Handgunners, a quite key unit. Let's see how they performed. 500, 462, 654, and 800 damage value. Not bad, but not great either. And that is a big problem when they're kind of so pivotal in your build. Likewise, Free Company Militia kind of got butchered, and the cannon. I like Chosen One's build. It was very interesting stuff. 3,399 damage value. Malekith now picked twice in competitive play today live on stream for you. Not something you see every day. Cowl Knights, 1,200 damage value. Good work with them and those Dark Riders, 1,000. MVPs, though probably not the greatest damage value, was those Sisters of Singing Doom. Allow them to overwhelm that right-hand flank and rampage key units at the right time. I quite like the Black Hawk Corsairs coming in as well. Squadron Chariots, 1.2, 1.5, and 1.7 damage value. Glorious work there. Glorious, glorious stuff. Up next, Schwarsterhafen is the map, which is a pretty big map. Certainly room for defensive builds. Darko's OP, yes, Ducky thinks so. I'm just saying. They keep winning all my tournaments. Cool, so we're going to update the scoreboard here. Chosen One, who I believe when he won... So there's a weird history of him winning. I think him and Taco got to the final twice in 2 DVDs in a row. And one time, one of them, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Chosen One, was 2-0 down in the Grand Finals and came back and won it, I think. What's up, Walt the Salt? The man, the myth, the legend. How are you doing, my friend? Hope you're all good today. Oh yeah, those fireballs singe some hair for sure. For sure. And my allergies are acting up. I'm going to have to take some tablets next time before we start. My voice, I've got like a tickle. Which I hopefully doesn't break out into full-on sore throat or anything. So we've got a lot of streaming left to do this week. Let's drink a ton of water. Try and keep us in the game. Ice Power. Goes Chaos. Bans Vampire Counts and Greenskins. Not banning my greenskins. Funnily enough, I don't think we've seen greenskins once yet. Have we? No, we saw them in game 1. Void brought them against Ice and he managed to hit them down with Empire. Although Chosen One would have next pick and ban, he could pick greenskins and ban... And there's no Lizardmen anymore, there's no Empire. Oh yeah, that'd be a nasty... Greenskins would be nasty here in the late game. If Chosen One can bring this back, he should definitely bring greenskins in the last game. Oh, no, but he can't because he has to pick 3. And Icepower can just ban greenskins. We could have a greenskin free final. I think players are also getting a little bit better at dealing with greenskins, so... Which I like to see. I like to see for sure. Water Game says Ronan, I agree, bud. I agree 100%. Let's check Discord. I can get messages all day on there, but... what's up, Hammond? Here's a link to the painter I mentioned. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you so much for sending that in. That is really helpful. And who was it? Oh, it was Corner. He messaged me about that already. Cool. So I will reply to him as well at some point. Thank you so much for sending the painter. I will 100% look into it. I kind of want to build like an Age of Sigmar Lizardmen force, but because apparently the game is really good, but the lore kind of puts me off. And I'm not really sure. Like, I don't know who I'll be able to play with, and like where I'd be able to go because I don't know anyone who plays Age of Sigmar. I know some guys who play 40k. One guy who's like a childhood friend of mine. I went to some tournaments with him. He designed me an Eldar build, super competitive stuff, and he's one of the best greenskin players in the world, which is really hilarious because greenskins are considered quite bad. But he like wins so many tournaments with them because he's very good at finding like super like deadly lists and combinations and stuff. But I went to the 40k tournaments and I enjoyed my first one. There's so many rules though, so I was a little bit lost. I enjoyed my first one. But then we have 2v2s, and he's so good that we got right to the top bracket straight away, like the top games, and I really didn't enjoy the games. They were really horrible. Like, everyone trying to cheese rules, everyone trying to, like, you have to, like, check everyone's measurements because people try and gain inches and all this kind of silly stuff. Which I don't think would happen as much of Age of Sigmar. I think it's the less competitive of the two, so maybe I'd enjoy it more. Yeah, they're trying to fix the mess of the end times. You'd think I'd like it as well, because it's based a lot more on Viking mythology, is what they're kind of going for. But I know they are bringing back fantasy. I don't know how big it's going to be, though. So I don't know if to wait for then. I might not be, I don't know. It's one of those ideas, but it's a lot of money to do tabletop, and a lot of investment. But I might get like a small collection. Yeah, apparently Age of Sigmar is getting really good now. I don't know about the lore, but the game apparently is actually really good now, and a lot less kind of bloated than the old fantasy rules got. Because I used to play that as when I was a kid, and again, people would just whip out really ridiculous stuff because there's some obscure rules and stuff they could do. There's some really obscure stuff. I thought Chase1's thinking about this. So Ice Power's going Chaos, banning Vampire Cants, Greenskins, Wood Elves. Ooh. So Chosen One, Loopy, Ronin, Dacta. These are some of the players. Zyphos, Falcon. These are some of the players I really love. Really love to watch play Wood Elves. I think they have some phenomenal Wood Elf play. I haven't seen Chosen One's Wood Elves in a while. Yeah, 100% Harmon. And it kind of, like, puts me off a lot of that stuff. But I think, like, it would be less widespread in Age of Sigmar compared to 40k. I really enjoyed my first 40k tournament because I got thumped in my first game to a really lovely guy. He's actually super nice. Had a really competitive Imperial Guard build and stuff. And that kind of moved me down the bracket. And then I won like 3 games in a row, and I was like, this is amazing, because I was playing with people more my skill level, I suppose, and who brought like thematic builds and that kind of stuff. And then in the last game, I think I played like the guy who was in third or something, and he just dumped me. But, you know, 40k is a weird game, because you can lose stuff on turn 1. Like, you can lose the game on turn 1. It's wild. Like, there's so much firepower. Yeah, being sweaty is, I don't know if that's a UK saying, I try not to say it too much on stream, but yeah, being sweaty is basically what you described. Real Human Being picked up on that. What's up, Real Human Being? We are into the finals. I'm not sure where you left off. And, yeah, it's currently 2-1 Ice Power, so it could be the last game. So this could be your last chance to smash that thumbs up button, subscribe for glorious duck-themed Total War content, and all that good stuff. But again, yeah, I'm sure most of you guys have already. Yeah, this is what I mean, Human Being, like, I don't know, I don't really care about losing games too much. I'm, like, everyone's competitive to a point, but honestly, I'm one of the most uncompetitive people. Not, like, I don't know, competitiveness is a good thing, and it drives people, it improves, and I try to get those aspects into my game. But in life in general, if I'm not having fun with something, I just don't do it. I don't have fun doing that kind of play, I guess. I don't know why. I don't have particularly fun playing against it though either, which can cause problems. Sometimes I have to take breaks from stuff. I understand it, and sometimes it's fun to delve into that world. But like after the Warhammer World Championships, for instance, I just took a little break, like from playing tournaments for a while, because I was like, doesn't happen too much in Total War Warhammer, luckily, but the WWC was worth a lot of money. So I understand people going, as tried as they should, and they should do. People enjoy that as well. This is going to be such a weird matchup. I think Chaos have some good utility tools here. Whereabouts in the UK are you? I think I've asked before, Real Human Being. Yeah, it's also satisfying, obviously, when you win those games. But yeah, maybe one day I'll start a small Age of Sigmar thing. I'll probably like share with you guys on the channel. I don't know if people would be interested. If I do stuff that's like not specifically Total Warhammer, obviously because I'm a Total Warhammer channel, things don't do so well. But I do like trying to mix things in now and again. I think it's good for channels because like if Warhammer 3 is really good and then Warhammer 40k just like drops and they stop supporting Warhammer 3, like I don't want my channel just to disappear because that'd be a little sad. These guys are plotting, scheming. Schusterhaven's a very big map, so if Chosen One wants to kite, it's a good map to do it on. He does have the problem of Chaos Knights with Lancers are pretty good here, particularly when supported with Skirmish Cavalry and Warhounds. I think Glade guys with Glade Riser Hagbane Tips can be pretty tasty. I actually don't mind Durfu here as well. Durfu can do work. Like a Wood Elf box build can be very powerful here. You get Durfu, you get a Branch Wraith with Earthblood and Scholar's Shielding. Durfu has Flock of Doom and Sword of Daith, Manticore Summon. And then you also get, what they called? A Glade Captain. You pair on Foot in there, so she's hard to kill, and she gives bonus melee defense and melee attack to all nearby troops. And you form a little death blob, and it's pretty scary. Durfu with plus melee attack is no joke. Cornwall, we got Surfer Dudes, and Gnarly Wavers and Stoners galore here. Sounds like a chill place. I'm actually going to be travelling a little bit, well, very north actually. In a couple of weeks, at the end of the month, I'm hiking Hadrian's Wall. I was going to try, I don't know how to do it, I was going to try to get a Rubber Duck of War flag made, and like take it with me, and then try and plant it on Hadrian's Wall and run away. I don't know if they'll approve of that. Let's check Discord, make sure these guys don't have any questions or anything. Nope, so I was popped on and saw the pictures Hamoud sent me of the painter. They look so good. Yeah, Durfu can get stomped by Archaon. It's a weird one, because Durfu can also stomp Archaon. It's very weird. It really depends on who pops the buffs at what time. Like, Archaon with Slayer of Kings, oh yeah. Slayer of Kings, Flame Sword of Ruin, that's a dead Durfu in seconds. But, if they don't cast Flame Sword of Ruin, and don't pop Slayer of Kings at the right time, and they've already used it, Durfu, Sword of Daith, oh, that's a dead Archaon. It's so fun that you get these kind of like, they can both kill each other type stuff. Wood Elf, I think, is really fun, because it's high risk, high reward. I agree, yeah, something like, where it's just real cheap skirmish cavalry in everywhere, that's just, you can't really catch it, it poisons you, it's not going to do huge damage, but it's going to be annoying. That's less fun, but I think, like, Wood Elf skirmish is really interesting to watch, because it's so technical, and it's so hard to pull off, and it's so risky, but the rewards are huge. I do wish they gave Wave Watchers back the accuracy. I don't think it was a needed nerf. I know people hate it when you just get netted and your Lord killed, but they sometimes pretty damp noodles now, just like missing stuff they should obviously hit. Shameful display. What's that from? Shameful display. Oh yeah, Durfu's shotgun's hilarious. If it works, sometimes it doesn't go off. Cool, Ice Power's ready to rumble. Let's get ready to rumble. He's good to go. Once again, just for those who did join late, I know I've spat about this quite a lot, but if you want to play in a tournament tomorrow, it is a fun, very fun tournament. You can do. Join my Discord. There's a link called the One Build Battle Royale. It is a best of one tournament where you will be given a faction. You can ban 3 factions that you won't be given. You'll be given a faction and a random army. You'll be guaranteed a wizard, unless you're dwarves, obviously. And you have to play. And some of the builds are amazing. Some of the builds are dreadful, and some of them are downright hilarious. So, I'm very excited. I'd be very, very excited. I have so many messages to go through. Cool. I've got a lot of fun messages to reply to after this, but we're good. Skaven equals samurai? I don't know about that, Ronan. I mean, you can get Eshin Triads, which are pretty cool. I am supreme, or swiftly, quickly, with haste. I got a build of Alario and 4 single entities, exactly. Yeah, park map, your build could have been dreadful. So the way I do it is it gives you a faction and a lord, and then I will just randomize until you get that character, And one of the high builds you could have got, which didn't have a Lariel in, was horribly bad. It had like you had like no troops. You probably had less than 300 troops. It was such a silly build. But anyway, let's focus on here, because this is a pretty serious game. Ice Power could seal the deal here if he takes down the Wood Elves. We have Chaos Marauders dotted through the front line, Mirror Guard in the second line with Chaos Warriors and Aspiring Champions. Double Warhounds, one of which is Poison, a load of Marauder Horsemen, which is some good skirmish play, Swords of Chaos coming in from the XMD player, and this is one of the matchups where I think they're not garbage, okay? I think they're actually okay here, because they do increase the speed of nearby troops, which is really useful when paired with other knights and cavalry to chase down the enemy. They also have Guardian. We do have Prince Sigvald the Magnificent, so just going for the unsnipeable. No Archaon, unfortunately. Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, Burning Head, Fireball, standard stuff. Once again, Burning Head. Ice Powers use that spell very effectively today. And Exalted Hero on Manticore. Pretty cool stuff. A build which can certainly rush, and I think that's the main idea behind it. For the forces, though, of Chosen One, a talented Wood Elf player if ever I've seen one, Sisters of Twilight. Very cool unit. And if they can take out the Exalted Hero, pretty much free range. You've got to dodge the Horseman as well, but with a flying unit, it's not so hard. We have Deepwood Scouts, 2 units, no Swift Shiver Shards. I'm very upset. We have a little Doom Box. We have Eternal Guard, dotted all the way along. We have Blade Singers and Wildwood Rangers. Oh my god, if he makes Wildwood Rangers work, Chosen One, I will give you a personal high five if we meet in person, which I hope we do at some point, because these guys, I just never get damage value from them. It's just so impossible. And Blade Singers, though, I think are really good. I actually quite like them a bit niche, but at the same time, good micro, they can be very deadly. More Eternal Guard back in the kind of the rear end of the formation. Wild Riders, Glade Riders, and more Glade Riders. So a load of cavalry, and it's an interesting build. Like, there's not too much range to protect, which I really like, because people always overinvest in taking down Elvish range, which you kind of need to do, right? We have Branch Wraith, Pendulum, Earthblood, plus the, is it called the Call of the Wild or something? The +5 melee attack. Call of the Woods, oh, so close, +5 melee attack. Good to go, let's have a little drink, because my voice is dying. That's the good stuff. Oh my god, what? Guys, what? My dad just sent me a message, he has a puppy. No way did... What? I didn't know my... No, what? I'm so confused, sorry, I'm just saying what over and over again. I'm very confused if my dog has just had a puppy, because I haven't been able to travel down in a year because of stupid COVID. In which case, I'm really upset I missed that. But at the same time, hell yeah, we have a puppy. I'll try and get you guys pictures, like a screen blocker for future streams. We'll turn her into a duck, don't worry. Sisters of Twilight are moving forward, looking to poke down the Chaos Sorcerer of Fire. Big shots coming in, and both completely missing on the Exalted Hero. That was a horrible shot. Coming in with their version of Arrows of Kurnus, kind of the knockoff Arrows of Kurnus, right? Big shots come in, aiming at the Marauder Horsemen, not a bad target indeed. Getting them off the field early could be pretty key, as the Wood Elves do start to advance down the field. I'm so distracted right now, guys. It just popped up on my phone, a picture of a puppy, and my dad just saying, oh hey, a new puppy got born. I'm like, what puppy? But I'll try and focus for you. So Sisters of Twilight are going to be very key to winning this engagement. They can snipe out the Chaos Sorcerer Lord, do okay damage to Sigvald as well, although he could be a big problem in the late game. Lovely burst damage goes down on the Horsemen by the Deepwood Scouts. Definitely getting the better trade there so far, though they are now being forced back. And the Cavalry will be able to butcher the Marauder front line and then hopefully allow the more elite units to kind of deal with the Chaos Warriors and other such forces. Deepwood Scouts continue to rain in fire. Marauder Horsemen taking a bit of a pounding. More shots do come in. Focusing on the Horsemen, although the Sisters have kind of been quite inaccurate so far. Not like those keen Elvish eyes. Maybe they're a bit short-sighted, and once the battle gets a bit closer, they'll do some good work. Lovely frontal charge by the Glade Riders as a huge wave of lag hits, but they actually take massive damage because they're supporting throwing axes coming in, and that was not good. Glade Riders took massive work there, and the lag hopefully is starting to settle down a bit as the Horsemen get forced back. Sisters of Twilight taking massive work, and honestly, the early skirmish phase has gone slightly okay for Wood Elves, but not as much as they would have hoped to be ahead by this point of the battle. Lovely volley, just as I say that, catching those Horsemen. Big fireball goes down on the Sisters. Now, at this point, Chosen One's not too worried if they take damage this early on, because they can heal up, of course, with their Conjoined Destiny. The problem is, as soon as they hit that point, they're going to be... the Manticore is going to hunt them down as quickly as possible. A load more shots do come in, hitting at these skirmish cavalry. It's kind of funny that Ice Power, been in Dark Elf main. You'll see this a lot with mains in general. is playing them kind of in a way that you can see Dark Elves playing with a load of Skirmish Cav and Manticores. And I've noticed this with people. Poison Ducky plays a lot of factions like Vampire Counts on a Vampire Count style of play, which makes sense, right? Because it's their main faction, it's what they've been used to. Horsemen getting forced off, Deepwood Scouts being kept alive really effectively so far. Wild Riders probably want to pounce soon on these Marauders and force them back, but Chosen One knows that better than me. Wild Riders faring much better than their Blade Raider cousins, who kind of took a lot of damage. Coming in, butchering some Marauders and forcing them back. Oh no, the lag! Hopefully the lag doesn't struggle too much. The Rubber Doge of War, oh my god! Yes! Get it a duck costume. Oh, we'll have to. We'll have to. I really hope this lag subsides because I'd love to see this game go pretty epic. Good luck, have fun, bud, they said. Oh my god! Oh my god! You guys witnessed that! That shot didn't miss. So the knockoff arrows of Kurnos went down the line on the Swords of Chaos, and they were basically full health before that, down to 8 models. That is disgusting snipe power there by Chosen One. You can see he's falling back to the high ground. Obi-Wan Kenobi is so proud right now of you. Just putting that out there if you do watch this back. The good style charging in the front line. This is kind of classic elf play, right? You have some skirmishers, Deepwood Scouts, the sisters here. They shoot, and you drag your opponent in with your infantry, fall back, and try and get as much value of cycle charging from cavalry. Tunnel Guard attempting this here, but it's really hard to pull off. Like, I've tried this many times, and I don't think my micro is suited for this. I'm really good at micro with, like, pushing into the enemy back line of dinosaurs, because I've done it so much. A direct shot down there by the sister was a bit odd, and she's taking so much firepower now. Needs to be a little bit careful. You do want to proc that heal, but you don't want the rest of the army to kind of panic and start running away. Bullet Head comes down on the Wildwood Rangers, and it looks like my dream and the high five for Chosen One does falter, as they're simply not going to be able to get their damage value now, taking so much damage early on. They're such a squishy unit, it's a real shame. Tunnel Guard are going to push in 2 Marauders. The main fight has engaged. Blade Singers dicing, slicing, carving their way through the enemy. Although they've got a bit of a problem because they're engaged with heavily armoured infantry and lightly armoured infantry, when really they want to fight one at a time because they can switch their sword dance style to counter the enemy. Deepwood Scouts continue to pull back here and continue to rain fire down on those more horsemen. Fireball comes in, throwing axes come in, and the Sisters of Twilight taking so much work. It looks like he is trying to pop the hill, but he needs to be careful here. The Pendulum goes down line on the Marauders, and okay damage, nothing too crazy. Deepwood Scouts, I really like the play of them so far, though the Exalted Hero has popped in the back line, so have the Aspiring Champions, but it could be a bit of a trap as the Blade Singers and a Tunnel Guard do move in. Sisters of Twilight are, do they have their little fin popped now? I think maybe they do. Just a little white light coming up from their heel. They certainly will hope so. It looks like they're going to get Earthblood anyway as they fly over, commit to the fight with Eternal Guard and Glade Riders, and actually swoop in, going after Prince Sigvald, a ballsy play. Wild Riders slam into the back of the Chaos Warhounds, looking to shut them down and get them off the field. Deepwood Scouts have been kept alive once more by Chosen One. I really don't know how he does it, man. These guys, he's been guarding them as if they were Waywatchers. The Sisters need to be careful. They're going to be falling back as a fireball pokes them in their little duck bum. And they get up into the skies, and it looks like that healing proc still hasn't popped just yet. Glade Riders and the Wild Riders seem to be darting out to this flank, maybe wanting to collapse on those Chaos Marauders, or whip around. And I think the forces of the Wood Elves are in a dominant position at the moment, but Prince Sigvald and the Manticore can be really hard to deal with in the late game, particularly Sigvald. Another fantastic Burning Head. I have lost count of the amount Ice have done this tournament. That's like maybe double figures now on the Burning Heads we've seen him pull off in battles, and they've done so good. The Lord Hero is going to hunt down the Sisters of Twilight, and Chosen One micro needs to be on point here because they could well get assassinated, and down they go pretty much. The healing proc has been popped, but they need to stay alive. They're going to be kiting backwards. Oh my god, this is so close. They need to shoot and run. I like the split shot at close quarters. It works as like a shotgun, and it looks like they are going to be able to outpace the hero and get that heal in. That is huge. If one more hit connected there by the Manticore, that was game over. Game over straight away. But Blade Singers look to be hunted down Prince Sigvald, and the backline is still being well protected. A lot of Wild Riders are bouncing around. Deepwood Scouts are basically out of ammunition, but up to 69. I'm going to leave that one to hang in the air, and 62 kills across the board. They've performed pretty damn well. The Sisters of Twilight are now fully healed up, but continue to want to run away. Kite the Exiled Hero, because in combat you will not be having a good time, but Chosen One, once again, lets the Sisters get caught, and that is not good. That is really not good. They punch back pretty hard here in this aerial duel, but it is really unnecessary damage, and once again he does fall back, because he can just kite and single shot the hero to death. Wood Elves, I think, are in a dominant position. Deepwood Scouts nearly out of ammo, though, which is a big problem. Need to use that wisely. Well, the Horsemen are basically out of ammo, so maybe fall into the Exiled Hero, or trying to crump some of these targets. Wild Riders are going to continue to cycle charge to their heart's content. Prince Sigvald may yet carry this, because the ammunition on the Sisters is starting to run low, and they need to use a lot of it up on that Exalted Hero. Blade Singers are unfortunately getting tied down by Marauder Horse, which I hate to see. I love War Dancers and Blade Singers performing well, and they've not got that much damage value just yet, but still plenty of time left in the battle. Blade Riders looking to hunt down the Chaos Warhounds with the help of the Wild Riders, which is certainly a good idea, taking away your opponent's mobility. Branch Wraith is still full health. Decent melee combatant with these Eternal Guard can come in here and buff up these troops. Blade Singers with +5 melee attack. Yeah, I like that a lot. Shots are coming in after the Exiled Hero, who is standing strong for now. Blade Singers, they're going to be good here, but maybe not isolating alone. Prince Sigvald will be able to finish them off for good, particularly when they got shot by their own sisters in the face. No one likes to see that. Very close game, very laggy game, unfortunately, as well. Oh no, is it my internet? I think we're fine. Let's see if my internet's fine on my phone. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, looks like we're all good this end. Looks like we're all good this end, so it might be one of these players, unfortunately. I mean, it's not like say anyone's fault, it's just they're trying to connect from other countries, so like, which can be a bit of a problem. Big Pension comes down the Mirror Guard, well dodged by Ice Power for the most part, but they still take a bit of punishment. Blade Singers are now dishing out to the dirt. The Sisters of Twilight, yeah, need to finish off the Exiled Hero, then probably just try to snipe the Chaos Sorcerer. But a lot of the ammunition is going to random targets, and the Wild Riders have been caught here, both of them. But an Earthblood does go down. Chaos Warhounds, Horsemen, Exiled Hero all coming into the fight. There are some Eternal Guard nearby and the Branch Wraith. But the Sisters of Twilight need to dart in here and finish him off, because this Exiled Hero is causing all kinds of problems and gets a massive hit on the Branch Wraith. Massive work there, though the Sisters have now ridden to their aid. The Exiled Hero may get in a big hit, and it does, but not before getting finished off for good. Big shot coming in. Big fat burning head as well, going to catch the Sisters. Massive work, and the Chaos, it's looking scary. There's a lot of Eternal Guard left, but Prince Sigvald's full health. And the Blade Singers are only 21 models, so it's going to be really hard to finish him off, I think. This poor little Firecaster is rather isolated right now. Sigvald is darting over to try and save him. Chosen One needs to try and break this guy's morale before he aligns with Sigvald, but he's just getting pushed to the ground and seems to be doing pretty fine here. There's a lot of Eternal Guard with the added melee attack of the Branch Wraith might be enough to break down the enemy, but the Sisters get caught once again on the ground. A Fireball coming in. Fireball and Burning the Head seems to be Ice Power's favourite toys at the moment. Sisters of Twilight will be able to heal up to their healing cap, though. That Conjoined Destiny does work multiple times, but they break. They go a good direction, though, for Chosen One, so they should come back with their heal. I would like to think. Come on. They probably will. Come on, guys. I want to see if this pops. And badoosh. It does. 600 health, instant up to 32 leadership. Cool, they can come back. I'm low-key rooting for the Wood Elves here just because I want an extra game. I want this to go to the fifth and final game. Wild Riders doing a good job just harassing enemy troops, and the Eternal Guard are going to be dying against Chaos Warriors here. Wood Elves looking, you know what, we need time. We need to reposition, align our forces, and surround the enemy, and break them. The Sisters, unfortunately, are probably going to have to try to cycle charge, which is very risky, due to the fact they only have 660 health and are pretty squishy characters. Last shots go into the Chaos Sorcerer, which I think is a good idea. I think it's a good idea. Yeah, everyone in chat, Sigvald will carry this. Who will kill Sigvald? I think they have to surround him. I think they just have to surround him and break his morale. I mean, Blade Singers, 19 of them can do damage. We have 19 Wildwood Rangers, but they're going to break so quickly. Wild Riders can cycle charge. Eternal Guard looking to get a glorious surrounding. Deeper Scouts moving towards the enemy, of course, as the rest of the Wood Elves do start to reposition. There is still 75 Eternal Guard, and we know Sigvald's a monster, but that is a lot of elves to get from. Eternal Guard don't have the worst stats in the world. So it looks like the final battle, the ultimate battle of ultimate destiny. There we go, can get my words out. The Duel of Fates is kicking off, and the Sisters gonna have to risk it, I think. Go after the Chaos Sorcerer. I love the little juke in and out there, swooping over the battlefield, baiting it out. Chaos Warriors probably gonna get crumped here, which is a good idea. Getting the chaff off the field so these units get surrounded a little bit more. Wild Rangers are gonna be coming to dish them out, but you can see Ice Power knows this, and it's gonna be moving his characters over to try and finish off the Wild Rangers. Chaos Warriors have been broken. Likewise, some Eternal Guard, and a big, juicy hill coming down. That is a lovely hill. Branch Wraith will get dumped by Sigvald, but maybe wants to get in there and get a lick or two on the Chaos Sorcerer Lord. Eternal Guard are vibing on the flanks here, just resting. They want to get, they're eager, they're fresh, save them for the late game. A lot of the Eternal Guard are falling back while they just tire out the enemy. But Prince Sigvald pops Slippery, and he may be able to get the Sisters of Twilight, who turn to engage, you mad ladies! This is so huge. He needs these guys in the late game to boost morale, and they may break it. They may break. They need to stay away from the battle now. They have to. They have to. Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, though, because Sigvald went after the Sisters of Twilight there, did allow, unfortunately, the Sorcerer to get isolated. Maybe that was a bait by Chosen One. I mean, he's the type of player who can pull off that type of level of micro. And now the Chaos Sorcerer Lord needs to be finished off by something. Looks like the Wild Riders are going to go do it. Leave Prince Sigvald alone, isolated, surround him, and there may, I think the Wood Elves may be able to do this just about, yeah. Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, though, is currently going to, yeah, he's going to be chased off. Wild Riders should be able to catch him. Eternal Guard just ensuring that. Sisters so low wavering, they just can't commit to a fight. Wild Rangers are just not making a dent in Sigvald, neither are the Eternal Guard or Deepwood Scouts at the moment. He is very healthy and up to 117 kills and full health. Yeah, he's pretty disgusting. He is pretty disgusting. We've seen Siggy win with worse odds. That is true. That is true. But I think the way to do this is to break his morale. Make sure he's surrounded at all times and just cycle charge with the Wild Riders. But obviously he wants to kill the Chaos Sorcerer Lord first. Branch Wraith as well can cycle charge. Eternal Guard wants to get in there and surround. As well as the Blade Singers, 16 of them can do some good work. How did the little ladies do today? Up to 91 kills. 1,129 damage value. Not too bad, nearly paying for themselves. Wild Rangers though are breaking. Balance power is in favour of the Wood Elves, which is massive, because again, all these Finns will help to break Prince Sigvald's leadership. And Eternal Guard are now starting to move in, and this is going to be a big fight. Sorcerer doesn't want to leave the battlefield, but he's nearly dead now. 285 health, minus 31 leadership. He should shatter in a second, and that will allow the Wild Riders to come back. The Sisters do cause fear. Prince Sigvald should be immune to psychology, I believe, though, so that's not really going to come into effect. But hopefully it's going to be inspiring the troops. But Wildwood Rangers, there we go, my god. Such a mouthful, do shatter, which is pretty big. Did they pay for themselves? I'm sorry, Chosen One, you lost your high five there, but you may gain it back if you make this go to a 5th game and drag down Prince. Slippery's kind of popped on him. He's just not going to be taking any hits. Wild Riders do start to emerge. Branch Wraith going to be healing up for some of those Earthbloods, no doubt, in the late game. Siggy carry depends on a heal cap. Oh, for sure. And I mean, if he gets broken, he almost did damage for a while. What's up, Taco, as well, man? I was gutted you, well, very happy you played. Gutted I didn't get to see you on stream today. If you want to play, though, there is a tournament tomorrow, which I think you would be right up your alley. You give me 3 factions you don't want to play, then you get given a random faction and a random army, random generated one at that, and then everyone goes to war. It's going to be very fun and silly. Prince Sigvald is taking damage now, and I think this is the right play. Send in 1 unit of Eternal Guard, let the others rest up. But again, you want to make sure he's surrounded all the time. And his leadership needs to be broken. I think this is a mistake. I think the Wild Riders need to start cycle charging him. I really do. His healing cap is here. We've seen his healing cap for the first time. So this is going to be a grind. This is the Branch Wraith. He's a decent melee combatant. Wants to fight saturated with troops. It looks like more are going to be coming in. Lovely, cheeky little Earthblood goes down there, catching a ton of the Eternal Guard, who can then rally once more. Sigvald's morale is down to about half. And he's about to take a charge, but does manage to pop Slippery and engages the Branch Wraith. Branch Wraith needs to be careful not to be killed. Yes, she's a decent melee combatant, wants to stay near the fight, because if we look at these Eternal Guard right now, they are getting buffed with extra 5 melee attack, and it adds up. It really adds up. So I like the Branch Wraith staying nearby and popping those heals. Prince Sigvald, though, is at his healing cap. 3,000 health is what they need to get through. Wild Riders are going to be cycle charging that morale, holding firm for now. Wild Riders in the late game doing that, though, could be a different story. Yeah, so basically, if you want to play Thaco, in my Discord, there's a tab called One Build Battle Royale. You have to sign up on the challenge, obviously, in there. And apart from that, you give me 3 factions you don't want to play. I use Randall's Gift, which will give me a Lord and a faction for you. And then I random generate until you get that Lord and a Spellcaster. Just in my player, and I give you your build. And yeah, trust me, some builds are actually... We're going to see some weird tactics. But I think some builds are actually generally competitive. Balance power is quite heavily against Sigvald now at this point. And he's just holding firm, though, down to 2,600 health. He's nearly killed a lot of the weaker Eternal Guard units, and actually one of the healthy ones. But we still have this unit of 46 here. Troops still getting buffed up, although they are starting to waver a little bit. Blade Singers getting danger low, which is a problem, because they're one of the biggest damage outputs here. 2,200 health, this is the grind. Wild Riders probably want to rear charge now because Sigvald is getting rather low on leadership. Branch Wraith comes in. Just that happens, Slippery is popped. It looks like Ice Power kept that in his back pocket for when the characters and Wild Riders came into the fight. But Chosen One simply going to fall back, allow his chaff units to continue to fight, who are kind of getting encouraged, which is good to know. Eternal Guard going to pop in, and this is it, guys. This is it. This is the last healthy unit of Eternal Guard. 46 models. Sigvald, Slippery still popped on him, though. It's making him pretty hard to kill. Down to 1,600 HP, and the Eternal Guard are faltering and running for their lives. Man, this is actually really close. Balance power, though, is really against him, and that is huge because look, the Wild Rider's just charging in. Shock damage is all, and it really does new to leadership, but he's still a lot at the moment. Like it says, a third, but remember, he's a character, so he has a lot of health. Wild Rider's Shatter, though, that is massive. No more cycle charging unless he risks it with the sister, and at best, they're going to get one hit before they die. One hit before they die. A load of Eternal Guard, though, still fighting with the Branch Wraith. Still down to 1,000 HP. He's really managed to drag him down quite a bit. And Army Losses is starting to get pretty danger close. 42 Eternal Guard is massive right now. Massive, particularly with the fact the Branch Wraith has healing. She can heal herself and his Eternal Guard. Yeah, that's nasty. Blade Singers still continue to fight in here. They've rather done good. And Sigvald dies. Chat was wrong. Chat, you've abandoned me. You said GG's. You said Sigvald would carry. Chosen One, though, the man of the people, because he's dragged us out to game 5, says no sirree, not today. What a comeback. 2-0 down, 2-2. We go to our final game. Sigvald, nearly 3,000 damage value, 234 kills, 1.7k on the Sorcerer Lord. Beautiful use of magic once again by Ice Power that we've seen all tournament. 1,100 by Exalted Hero. Marauders across the board. And the infantry kind of struggled. These Swords of Chaos got annihilated. What a shot by the sisters. Horsemen did good though. 1.2k value, 500, 600, 500. Yeah, good work across the board. Big fan of Chosen One's build. A high micro intensity, but he pulled it off really well. 3,400 damage value on the sisters. And that's pretty crazy. Eternal Guard across the board did okay. Nothing too much. Poor Wildwood Rangers did nothing. The Blade Singers though. 1.5k damage value, 91 kills. Deepwood Scouts, 1,222, 930. Good work on them. Wild Riders, some good micromanagement. 1.4k. The other one, not quite paying for itself. GG's, man. GG's. Amazing game. Amazing game. Oh my god. How'd you kill the RO Knights? Oh yeah, these sisters, man. That was so good. So up next, final map is a Battle of Itza. I don't know if the players are going to like this one, but I think it's quite a fun map. Battle of Itza for the epic showdown. So yeah, 3 picks. Let's double check that I've put out for this tournament. It should be. So Chosen One won that game. So what he shall be doing is picking 3 factions and banning 1. Awesome. Triple pick, 1 ban. Yargan. Did someone say Nakai? Yeah, Taco did say depend on the healing cap. He had a get out of jail free card. Balance power? What's that? Looks like Siggy needs a buff. Oh my god. Oh, score, Jorah. As always, you are a hero. Let's open up that score. 2-0. I would have forgot that as well. So my mind's still on Puppy. Still on Puppy. Thank you, Jorah, for that. Greatly appreciated. Congrats to Chosen One. Perfect game. Yeah, he pulled that out of the bag. Oh my god, yeah, if there was a burning head still with Sigvald at the end there, oh. This is... You're grinding me down to dust. What's up, Kelgar man? Hosting you in chat. Yeah, Nakai... I mean, you say a good charge bonus. It's less terrible than it was, but it's still pretty terrible. Honestly, give Nakai like 1,000 charge bonus and like 1,000,000 mass. Just watch him punch people to death, like fling them afar. This map has a passive hill. Left side is raised, but both players can evenly attack it. I think that's about as balanced. Like, a lot of players don't like it for some reason. There's, like, pillars and stuff in there. But I think it's a pretty interesting map. And I think it's balanced, so, you know. And the Kai wearing, like, the Croxagore boots. They probably are a good unit, Loopy. I think they're cursed that I never see them work on stream. I know you said the extra mass would actually help, Nick. I think, yeah. I was being a bit jokey about the ridiculous amounts. But yeah, extra mass would be nice. I still think he needs to be cheaper, and his items. Your deployment is so small you don't really attack it. Yeah, you need to push out, basically. Looks like Chosen One doesn't like the map, but that's fine. A lot of players don't like Troll Country, which I always counter with. It's always the players who don't like Troll Country are like Elf players, or Skaven players, or Dwarf players. I'm like, this map's terrible. I'm like, no. You'll feel the exact same way if you're a Norska main and you play on Prague every map, you know? So I think having small maps, big maps kind of combined is the best way to go. Some people don't like it because they're like, I can't win on this map with, for example, they go Troll Country and they're like, I can't win on this map with Skaven. Well, don't bring Skaven. Or mix up your build and don't go range, you know? But that's my opinion. Who knows? Everyone has their own. Dwarfs with tanks would be cool. Dwarfs with battle barges would be cooler. Although, I mean, Tempest would just be picked every time, right? You would always go anti-air just in case. So maybe tanks would be better. I like the idea as well of a Master Engineer as a Lord choice who can ride a Gyrocopter as a mount. I like that quite a lot. Yeah, those Wood Elves did some good marksmanship. Is this guy willingly playing Chaos, or is this tournament rules? Oh my god, am I behind on chat? No, he played Chaos. He did just lose them. But Chaos are actually quite good. Chaos are quite good. So, Chosen, it is you to pick free. To make sure they've not messaged me to sort anything out. Man, well, I'm glad you like your build. Your build is arguably my favourite build in the tournament. It has the potential to be really good if you play that right. Like, really good. Walk the Salt, if you are in chat, your build for tomorrow, I just seen you sent me a message about it. A Doe tank mount would be cool as well. Maybe you can have a tank as an expensive mount and a Gyrocopter as a cheap mount. Alright, I'm going to very quickly, guys, abandon you for 2 seconds. Because I need to go grab my phone charger, I think. I don't think I'm going to be able to survive. We've got a 4% battery for one game. Cool. So, these guys are picking and ban. You can. As it is a best of 5. Yeah, you can ban again. You can ban again, don't worry. Right, I'll be back in 2 seconds. I'm literally going to be like 2 seconds to get my charger. I shall leave Ronan in charge. Ronan, you're in charge of chat. Super prepared Ducky back at it again with the low battery phone. And I can actually add the brightness now. Oh, glorious stuff. Cool, I'm back. Sorry, Ronan, your reign was short. Your reign was short, but it was glorious. No doubt, you were a tyrant of war. No, I put you in charge, Ronan. I put you in charge. I put you in charge, that's the opposite. I gave you responsibility, and you squandered it by not starting a rebellion. Oh no. No, the pineapples have emerged. The pineapples are real. Chosen going greenskins, vampire counts, chaos, banning greenskins. I 100% expect Ice Power to ban greenskins. 100%. And then go something against vampire counts or chaos. There's just no way he's going to play that. With the... He's already used Lizardmen. He's already used Empire. He could go... I mean... Ice Power, actually... What he should do here, if he can play them, I don't know if he can. And you should always play factions you're more comfortable with. But go Vampire Counts, ban Counts. Ban the Mirror. And then Chosen One has a bad matchup. Because Chaos is dreadful against Counts, and Greenskin's not good. Oh no, the power's been unleashed. Oh yeah, Duster. So like banning like hard counters makes you like really powerful all of a sudden. 100%. 69 likes. Nice. Nice. But I don't know if Ice Power can play Vampire counts. They're hard to play at the top level. And if you just bring them out the bag, like, oh, they're a good counter, you're going to get run over. Because you can guarantee Chosen One has played probably that matchup before and knows what to do. So, but I still think, yeah, Vampire counts, I wouldn't do it because I'm dreadful with counts. But Ice Power, a player with his micro, with his game knowledge, I think should whip out counts, ban counts. It should be. It has to be, right? Oh no, we need all the likes. We need to get to 169. 690 likes. That's what you really want to go for. So we can call it 6.9. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all tuning in, by the way. It's been a long stream. I think we've been going on for 3 hours? 3.5 hours? So I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, and hope you guys are enjoying. Ice Power's going to go Bretonia and ban greenskins. Which is smart. Kind of sad. That we don't get to see some of the more insane factions, but I think Bretonia can be good here. Bretonia versus Vampire Counts is a weird one, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. It's a really weird matchup. Chaos versus Bretonia. Huh. I haven't really seen that one much. I feel like Hell Cannons are going to be horrific. They're going to destroy your knights, destroy your peasants. Yeah, I think Hell Cannon, Chosen Hellbirds to defend, maybe? Could be real nasty. Could be real nasty indeed. Honestly, I'm that weird guy who is like in the middle on pineapple pizza. It's good. I wouldn't order it. Like, I wouldn't disgrace my ancestors by ordering pineapple pizza. But I had it as a kid and I didn't hate it, like Hawaiian pizza. When you go to like a party, you know, and someone else has bought one. I'm like, oh yeah, go on, I'll have one. And it's okay. I mean, it's one of the weaker toppings, I think. Like, come on, you can have Texas barbecue pizza. You can have a rocket with, like, halloumi. You can have so much good stuff. I love, like, the conveying of messages through the emojis. You can get a special emoji as well, but only if a few of you will know how, and only a few of you will be able to do it, I'm afraid. You have to be a member of the Roll.Guard before you get this special emoji. I will eventually hire an artist to get some even more ones, but I'm just waiting for the channel to grow. Which hopefully it will do. And we can pop in and expand our emoji selection. We definitely need to get some cheap and cheerful. I still hate Sprite Greens because I say offshore. We definitely need to get some merch going at some point, but it's so hard to find on a website I can actually use. Yes, Ronan? Oh, you want me to ban Tamud for pitting pineapple pizza? I'm not saying pineapple pizza is necessarily good. I'm just saying it's not wrong. Like, it's fine. You can, honestly, I don't want to, like, you know, spoil this for people, but you can literally do what you want in life with food. You can pit whatever you want on a pizza. There's no rules. You can eat dessert before your main course. You can literally have cake as your main course. It's up to you. I wouldn't advise doing that every day, but now and again, hell yeah, go for it. Do what you want. There's loads of ham pizzas for sure. Normally not with pineapple. I think pineapple is the... I understand the logic of the sweet and savoury that they're going for. But, like, it's not what I would choose. Texas barbecue is my go-to. I think it's called a fresca would be my next one, which is like sun-dried, no, cherry tomatoes. No, what is it? They're like these really small, lovely tomatoes. I don't normally like tomatoes, but they're really good. And you get them, you get rocket, and it's a weird pizza because like you bake the base and put the topping on, you don't cook the topping. But yeah, it was really cool. It was a lovely Italian restaurant where I used to live. I really miss it. That's one of the things I miss the most about where I used to live, is there was so many good food places around, a fantastic cinema, and it was also cheap. You could go to the cinema, watch a movie, get a large popcorn and a large drink for £10. I moved to London. I was like, oh yeah, let's go to the cinema. It costs you like 30 to do the same. It is wild. It is wild. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the whole sweet savoury thing. I understand the logic, but I tend to, like, popcorn, I'll just go sweet, you know. I won't mix both. I just eat when I'm hungry. Yeah, you know what I mean. I mean, you can put chocolate on pasta, though. Like, if you want to do that, you can do it. There are no laws. Oh, yeah, sorry, man. We're waiting for the final game. It's been a wild tournament, to say the least. The start was a bit sketchy, but we got there. We've had some amazing games. I had a really good fun time casting these as well. So, yeah. It's been fun. You're going to start cooking duck. Honestly, I'm a bit of a cannibal. Duck's amazing. Crispy duck. Lovely. Lovely. Man, so you can tell it's towards the end of the stream when I start talking about food, because I always get hungry when I stream. I've got some Chinkievs, I believe, to do for dinner. But my board, is it going to be late? It's going to be late. You can do, yeah, I've seen chocolate pizza, I think, actually, like a dessert pizza. Yeah, you should always take some culinary steps, but, like, you can do whatever you want. Like, you can say whatever you want, you can do whatever you want, it's fine. It's like, you can, do you know you can go into the middle of the street and scream? You can do it. No one does, but you can do it. I mean, you eventually get stopped if you, like, continue, because it'd be harassment. Or, like, public indecency or whatever, but you can just go into the middle of the street and just scream. Do you guys all right now could walk out your houses, go into the street and yell a rubber duck of war as loudly as possible. If anything, you might attract a load of ducks, because they'll answer the call to war, thinking the revolution's upon them, but... Oh no! I don't want my Italian subs to leave me. Speaking of which, Subway is really good as well. Although I hadn't had it in a while, it's probably actually not that good, but... I had it as a kid and it was nice. I'm the fifth count to the god of like carnage when it comes to food. I'm like, do what you want. Chuck chocolate on a I mean, chocolate Cheerios wouldn't be the worst actually, but you know, you chuck stuff anywhere. I'm not saying it's going to be good. I'm not saying it's advised. I'm not saying you should do it, but I'm saying you can do it. And when people tell you you're wrong, it's like, you know, this just in, Duck tells all his viewers to go scream in the streets. That is true. That is true. I did technically say to do that. Maybe do it after the stream. Man, don't worry, one day the Duck Revolution's gonna come. I am 27, Dutch Flavour, and I feel older. I look much younger, though. If I shave and cut my hair short, I look like I'm in my late teens still. Oh, if you can't, I've got tattoos, though. Like, my upper arms are tattooed. So often you can't see them if I'm wearing a shirt, but... or like a medium sleeve shirt. But if they're not on display as well, I look even younger. Even younger. So yeah, the deployment zones aren't good for this map, but basically you just have to spread out once you actually start playing. The forest here is a little bit naughty, but there's a forest in both deployment zones, there's hills on both deployment zones, and most people just kind of meet in the middle anyway, and I think it's very thematic and beautiful. I know a lot of taunt players aren't going to like it, but come on, what an epic place for a showdown. It's a beautiful map. All the pyramids flying up and down. But anyway, let's have a look. So, for the forces of Britannia, Ice Power, coming in with the peasant mobs. He's lost a bit of momentum. 2-0 up, going down to 2-0. That's, you can kind of get tilted in this game a little bit. He just has to believe and, like, keep fighting, basically. You know. And he's certainly got the skill to pull us off. Those games are close. He nearly won that last one. Men at Arms in the main battle line. We have Quest Knights, backing them up. A couple of units. Knights of the Realm, more Questing Knights, Knights of the Realm. So double Knights of the Realm, triple Questing Knights, couple of Peasant Bowmen, and then we also have some Blessed Field Trebuchets in the back, just the one actually. King Leon Leoncoeur is the Frenchest way I can say it, but King Leon Leoncoeur there, coming in up in the skies. Comes in here for, obviously, all the standard stuff. Don't really need to go over this for you guys, but Sword of Crone. Oh, no shield, actually. Interesting choice. We have the Damsel of Life as well to heal her up, with Earth Blood as well, as more and more players are bringing the Dwellers Below these days. It's quite an interesting one. For the forces of Chosen One, we have not a Horseman dotted all along. Actually, Horse Masters going to lead there. We have Chaos Warriors of Halberds, are briefly I thought they were chosen. Chaos Warriors of Greps, so a lot of weapons across the board. And halberds for the most part. I like this pick quite a bit. We have a Chaos Chariot. Interesting. Almost never see this in action, and that guy is certainly happy to be out and about on the battlefield. We have Prince Sigvald, the Magnificent, back from the dead once more. You can't keep him down for long. And a Chaos Sorcerer of Fire, Burning Head, Fireball. And this time, guys, the big change, no fire magic from Ice Power, which could be a disaster. I like the little field trebuchet here. It's going to apply pressure. There are no chosen. And it's just a load of armoured geezers moving forward like, hey, we're going to beat the snot out of you. And you're going to have to live with that. The Horsemasters do push forward. Looks like these guys are saying, GG, have fun, all that good stuff. Horsemasters do push forward, looking to engage the enemy where possible. And whip around the flanks. Plenty of room on either side to try and get into the enemy rear. Although the back is protected a little bit by these pillars. But to be honest, if you get around the side, you're going to be hitting the enemy anyway. Peasant mobs are taking a few axes to the face, but they won't mind that whatsoever. It's what they were bred. It was what they were born to do. And the horsemen are forced back instead. Prince Sigvald is just Leroy Jenkins in forward. Follow me, lads. Glory or Valhalla. Straight onto the peasant mobs. And these guys are like, what on earth is happening? Prince Sigvald, though, has massively overextended. And King Leon Leoncoeur can certainly come in and buy his bread. Even if it doesn't kill him, he's going to do horrendous damage here. And that gets him closer and closer to his healing cap. Though it's a tiny bit of bait, more the horsemen and horsemasters now come in. And King Leon Leoncoeur has forgotten his shield at home, which is massive. Because it gives him huge missile and magic resistance. And instead, he's just taking a load of shots to the face. Earthblood did come down there, which is rather nice. We're also going to be seeing Dwellers Below coming down on the Chaos Warriors. Oh my god! Dwellers Below, such a beautiful looking spell we never see. And peasant mobs rejoice. You've been saved. Breaking off there, one unit of Chaos Marauders. And the Chaos Warriors get slaughtered. Very, very nice cast there coming by Ice Pack. On the far side, Chaos Warriors of Halberds have engaged with the Knights of the Realm, who are desperately trying to deal with the Chaos Chariots, which is actually a good counterplay now by Chosen coming in. And this is a good trade for him all around if he can get them off the field. Prince Sigvald, he's just going for it. Straight into the back line on the Peasant Bowman. And it looks like we have some sneaky Chaos Warhounds hiding in these trees over here. Beautiful trap. And it looks like those peasants have now been dealt with. The King's trying to get back, but the front line has crumpled despite a beautiful Dwellers. Chaos are well and truly a boot. And Chaos more Warhounds as well were in the back pocket. Burning Head comes down the line on the Peasant Bowman, doing some lovely damage to those guys. And a lot of the range pressure of Bretonnia has been taken off the field. But the Blessed Trebuchet getting in there, going to be forcing back these Chaos Warriors with that lovely Dwellers Below Trebuchet combo. Chaos Warriors are isolated out on this flank. Chaos Chariots trying to come in, help deal with the Knights, but King Leoncoeur, everywhere he goes, the Bretonians do indeed go quite well. Unfortunately, a bit of mismicro by Ice Power. He gets the Damsel caught and shattered by Prince Sigvald, which is a big problem because that healing is going to be so key in the late game, with so much of his cavalry still left alive, with a ton of healing potential left. Chaos Sorcerer comes in and he does take out one of the trebuchets. Beautiful micromanagement by Ice Power on this flank though. Hunting down the halberds with decent cycle charge. And there's a lot of horsemen and horsemasters left alive though. And they're going to start racking up the kills on these Questing Knights rather quickly. And there's a lot of halberds dotted around. Sigvald is swimming in a sea of filthy peasants and royal knights. And he is loving it by the looks of it. Up to only 20 kills so far. But he's been a real good kind of annoying unit. Hey, I'm going to hop in your back line and you cannot stop me. Halberds do start to pull back here, but there's a lot of cavalry left. Losing the caster is massive, though, by Ice Power, because, as I said before, all his heavy-hitting units, it looks quite bad right now from Tonya, but actually it's pretty even. And if they're their caster, I think they'd be doing really well, because they can just heal up all these units, and somehow Questing Knights have been allowed to catch the Horsemen and Horsemasters, which is a big kind of problem coming in by Chosen at this point. He's going to be fleeing back in all directions, and somehow this Field Trebuchet is still online, up to 27 kills, and 460 damage value, not much. Halberds kind of hop on it if they want, but they're busy chasing off archers onto the higher plains and into the temples. Flee, my peasants, flee! But they will get eventually stuck up here, which is a bit of a problem. Prince Sigurd going to deal with those Quest Knights rather handily. Halberds are being dealt with, and the Chaos went pretty wide. Oh, we're going to see a fat burning head come down the line on all the Knights. It does catch them, but Ice Power managed to dodge just in time. Very good micro by both those players to try and set that up. And this is looking a bit bad for Chaos now. They spread really thin to break into enemy back line, which is a good idea. But now there's so many Knights and the King bounce around on the Halberds, just isolating units and doing some good work. And some of the archers have managed to hide themselves up here near the temple, raining down fire on the enemy. The horsemen as well can move into combat, I think, to chase off these troops is a better idea than wasting their shots. But there are some Quest Knights they might want to pounce on as well. There is still some healthy halberds dotted around the battlefield, though, and a full health Prince Sigurd, which, of course, as we know, is scary. Quest Knights trying to break off the Chaos Marauders' great weapons. They're lucky their Marauders are not warriors or chosen, because I think the Quest Knights might have gone down there, although they are taking a few axes now to the rear end. The Bretonnian forces are now rallying up on the high ground, trying to make Obi-Wan Kenobi as proud as physically possible. He'd be beaming with delight if he could see this. Well, maybe not, because you know, there's a lot of death and carnage, and he's not meant to be about that. Horsemen have isolated these Quest Knights who are fleeing to the corner of the map, though being pinned in, and I think those guys are going to be dealt with relatively comfortably. Halberds may want to come back here though and get into the main fight, because a fat Sword of Crone does go down. It is going to be followed up by a burning head trying to get rid of those peasant mobs. He actually does a ton of damage to his own Chaos Warriors and doesn't really catch the key targets of the Quest Knights. But getting the peasant mobs off is pretty useful. Prince Sigurd is hit by the Sword of Crone right about now, and that Chaos Sorcerer is in troubles, but King Leonlanker misses his charge and then swoops around the trees, comes back for a second strafing run, pushes the Chaos Sorcerer, but doesn't do the damage. And Prince Sigurd and his Sorcerer really need help over here. And all the Chaos units are kind of in the wrong position right now. One unit of Chaos Warriors is going to hop on and test Ice Power's Micro and kill those Quest Knights. But all these other units need to come back round here, particularly all the Horsemen, to do that long-range damage. Because as you can see, the supporting elements for Sigurd are gone. Halberd's gone. Sorcerer very low. And King Leonlanker certainly has enough punch to break him off the field. These horsemen are so key, and they're running out of ammunition. Peasant bowmen have rallied to the trees to rain fire down. These guys need to move into combat to break them as quickly as possible. That does invite charges from Knights of the Realm and the King. We do have some Chaos Warhounds returning, and yeah, they'd be a really good unit to actually hop on top of those archers. The chariots have been dealt with. A fireball comes down, unfortunately only hitting one Knight of the Realm, which isn't going to be good value. And the poor Sorcerer is getting flung around left, right, and centre. The Horsemen running very low on ammunition at this point, and remember, King Leonlanker may have lost his Earth Bloodcaster, but he still heals. He is blessed by his lady. In the distance here, unfortunately, yeah, they'll slip up there by ice, but you can't blame him. I mean, so much is going on over here. It does mean that the Chaos Warriors are allowed to force those guys off the field. Balance Power dead even this late into the game. Man, all of these games between these two guys have been so fun to cast. They've been really close games. Chaos Marauders, Chaos Horsemen, I should say, are starting to move in to try and deal with the Bowmen, but they can't because Knights of the Realm are there, and those Quest Knights, that's where the Hounds can spring the trap. I don't think Chaos have it in them to deal with King Leonlanker. That's my one problem here, I think. But, you know, we said that before about Sigurd, and it turned out to be untrue. And there is still this big unit of Halberds, right? 74 Halberds is certainly no joke. So if they don't get Cycle Charged to death, and kind of Chosen manages to pick apart the rest of the build, so the King has to stand and fight, then the Chosen can do it, and they can drag him down, particularly when he lacks his shield. The Chaos Sorcerer, unfortunately, is terrified and being forced off. Prince Sigurd, though, is getting in some pretty solid work, 2,400 damage value. Horsemen do go for a cheeky rear charge before falling back, and the King takes a lot of damage there, and he's rather near his healing cap now. And the Halberds have emerged from the trees. Warhounds in the distance do hop on top of the Peasant Bowman, but Ice Power says, no siree, not today. Quest Knights come in, drive away those filthy, mangy mutts, and the King is even going to pop over there to try and finish them off for good. The Horsemen, unfortunately, have used up some ammunition on kind of targets they didn't necessarily need to, and I think that is pretty big in the late game here, because they need all of the ammo they can get onto the King realistically to drag him down. And their battalions are starting to rally. Men-at-arms coming back. Not sure how long they'll be back for. And in the distance, we have even more men-at-arms coming back to the fray. The Chaos Sorcerer Fire survives, and a fireball, you know, here and there, it's going to add up and make some good damage. Sword of Crone does come down. Looks like the Horsemen looking to do rear attacks onto the Knights of the Realm and Quest Knights, which is really well played, because they're going to break the morale of all these troops, and Halberds are here to help support. Prince Sigurd somehow tanking out up against the King. It looks like he must have popped Slippery and stuff right now. No, he hasn't. He's just been an absolute beast. And with this, the Knights are dealt with and forced off. That turned quite badly. I didn't think the Chaos had enough, But that, I guess I didn't see that unit of 71 Chaos Warriors is huge. Plus, never underestimate a rear attack, even from a lightly armoured unit like the Marauder Horsemasters. These guys are meant to skirmish at range, but charging to enemy rear will break them morale and you can drive them off the field. It is so huge. Any new players out there, flank attacks, rear attacks, it really can mean life or death. Chaos Sorcerer of Fire has been finally found once more and killed this time by the King. He didn't want him getting away this time. So, no, I mean, the King's got 3,000 HP, that's no joke. Sigvald needs to just hang around with these warriors, and it looks like the horsemen have been dispatched to roam the lands and chase away all these units, which they've done rather well. And again, coming in, surrounding and breaking off the men-at-arms could be quite useful. The King is just getting some pretty bad RNG, to be honest. Yes, it was very tanky, but the King should be able to do some really good work to him, particularly on the charge. Slippery has now been popped, though, which is a bit of a worry. Well played, though, by Ice Power. He's using the men-at-arms to keep away the halberds, but the horsemen come in to run those guys down. The King's surrounded. Balance Power's going against Bretonia, and Chosen One 2-0 down in this best-of-5 final. Scrapped back, punch after punch. He's been delivering knockout blows, and I think King Leon Lerncur is about to bite the dust. Prince Sigvald, so good. So good. What a game. Absolute scenes. Absolute scenes. I think it may even come down to the fact the damsel got assassinated, because imagine all those Quest Knights late game healed up. It's a different story. Blessing Field Trebuchets, 478 damage value. The Knights, 955. Oh, the others kind of struggled. 1,111 is not shabby, though. Peasant Bowman got really well handled by Chaos. And the King, 1,400 damage value. So, nothing too crazy, but a very close, valiant defeat for sure. Chosen One, Sigvald, 3.6k damage value and full health at the end. Nom nom nom. Chaos Sorcerer Fire, 721 damage value. And across the board, infantry didn't do amazing, but did its job, right? 1,000 damage value on this unit is quite nice. Dragging down the enemy. Skirmish Cav, very powerful as expected. GG's, man. GG, well played. Insane set of games. Could have gone either way. Getting really late, got to go. See you next time. No worries, man. Chosen One, you have, if you do come back and watch this, you have booked your place in the season's finals, which means, unfortunately, you can't play in the next 3 qualifiers, but you can. XMD stands for Extreme Meme Ducks. Yeah, I think so, yes. It's, XMT and DBD are 2 clans, and when combined, it's XMD. No worries, man. Well played. See ya in the next one, which will most likely be next week. I'm going to sort that out tomorrow. After the stream. Oh yeah, there's going to be a Rakarth stream tomorrow, maybe, if he gets it. So, the tournament tomorrow is a bit later. It starts at 5 PM BST. And we're going to stream the quarterfinals onwards. So, honestly, the stream will probably start about 6, because it's best of ones. So, I would say 6 o'clock is probably when the stream's going to be, roughly. But I will let you guys know before, obviously, on my Discord. So, if you're looking up to date, join the Discord. It's linked down below. Great games, I agree. Ducks before dinner. Yeah, man. Obviously. Yeah, it's tomorrow. GG's. Man, Chosen One. Woo-wee. Coming back. 2-0 down. Absolute wild stuff. Well, guys, I hope you really enjoyed this one. This was super fun to cast. My voice is dead right now, so I'm going to go rest it and get back for tomorrow. But before you guys go, feel free once again to leave the video a big old thumbs up, comment below, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you would like to support the channel, there are links in the description to how you can do that. You can become members on YouTube, you can become patrons, you can join the Discord and chat with a load of cool people. But what I'm going to try and do now is see if there's any live streams ongoing that I can send you to. It looks like Logic, who's a housemate of mine actually, really cool dude, is playing a Belagar Ironhammer... Oh no, he's not anymore, so I think he's doing multiplayer games right now. So if you're not done with multiplayer, he did do some campaign, but he seems to have switched now to multiplayer. So I'm going to link you. Please hop over there and yell quack at him over and over again until his mind explodes. Not really, you know, just now and again, pop quack. And say hello, let him know I sent you over. Really lovely dude, does multiplayer campaigns, multiplayer games, campaign streams, tournaments as well. So I'm going to link that an absolute ton there. Yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. GMT has been changed, Nick, because it is the summertime. Yes, Parkmap, thank you so much as well for the work you do on the channel and all of my mods for the glorious stuff they do. Catch you later, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Feel free to go check out Logic, as I said before. Really lovely guy. Housemate of mine, so I have to say that. Otherwise, he'll beat me up. And yeah. Awesome. Also, lovely to see Guac here, man. We need to get some more games in soon. Our games in WWC were epic. Cool, guys. So that's going to be me signing out. We will be back tomorrow, of course, with another stream and videos as always. So until next time, guys, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.